What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell? That song in full.
What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
what the hell, Brown James?
Before he starts that foolishness at the end, the song's pretty tough.
Really? No, it's not.
Foolishness at the end?
It's not.
I've only heard
the song's not tough, yo.
It's kind of tough.
It's not, Tresor. This is the same way you said that Cash Cobain Tyler
that was
sample
hard.
It was not hard.
You're just not seeing the vision yet.
I don't know what Tresor. I don't know.
If Tyler doesn't clear it, she doesn't think it's hard either.
Did she clear it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
She not clearing it.
Did she clear it?
I don't know. Cash Cobain gets some samples that I didn't think he would get. So
I think it's a shit sample. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's just me.
I think the Rob 49 song is hard. I just cut it off.
You think what the hell is hard?
I think when he starts that stuff at the end, I'd change the song. But before that,
I think that's the best part.
Nah.
But low key, it's in your head. Like you keep rapping it like every 10 minutes.
Oh, so. I say it all the time.
Yeah.
Even in like yeah, what the hell? Like
the internet spammed it.
Yeah, it's doing insane numbers on the internet.
He started a movement.
What the hell, Yante? What else does he say?
With the Helly on, with the Helly Bron James, Helly Berry.
What the Helly Berry?
Didn't he name drop Tyrese Halliburton?
The Helly Burton. Yeah, with the Helly Burton.
That's the only time Halliburton's lame ass gonna be name dropped in a rap song.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, what do you rhyme with Halliburton?
He figured it out.
Yeah. The Cal is working, but I pass it to my homie like Halliburton.
Woo!
Yeah. It's episode 14. Let's go.
Go, so give us a line now.
Nah, I don't got it.
You finish it.
I ain't over you, but I got the owls chirping.
Hey, okay.
I wasn't sure about that shorty, but now I'm certain.
Yeah. And now I'm certain I get her a Birkin.
My dude, my nigga's hungry on the corner because my pals is working.
I like that one.
We all looked at Mucho like, yeah. We definitely know that you're not the rap. You're not the freestyle one in the group.
Nah, I need a pen and a pad.
These two. Anyways, y'all, welcome to episode 14.
I was quiet a second ago because this is tough, guys.
For 14?
Yeah, I did not recognize one NFL player that I looked up, and then I think for NBA players, it's like Tim Hardaway.
Brandon Ingram?
14?
Brandon Ingram's 14?
But he's not 14 on the Raptors, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fair.
That is, okay.
Has he played for the Raptors?
Nah, not one game.
Not yet.
Why is he injured? Honestly, I've been so tuned out of the NBA.
Actually, Muggsy Bogues.
He's fake injured.
Muggsy Bogues wore 14 when he played for the Raptors. Wow. So there we go.
Did you see that Instagram video that said that was asking who's more of a unicorn, Wembanyama or Muggsy Bogues?
Ooh.
And the old dude said Muggsy. And I kind of hear him.
I agree.
Probably. Muggsy Bogues.
He said in the next 10 years, the whole league's going to be Wemby's. But we're never going to see a 5-foot point guard that has the best assist to turnover ratio ever again.
Oh. 5'3" is crazy. That guy was shorter than he was shorter than you. Like,
want to hear something?
Muggsy Bogues tried to holler at you?
No, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I don't know. That one would have been good.
I was talking to a girl. Without giving too much of it, I was talking to a girl, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like
She talked to Muggsy Bogues.
No, can you please pay attention?
No, it's about somebody's height.
Yes, I was talking to a girl, and she was like, "Oh yeah, blah blah. Oh yeah, like I know Mucho, like this and that. Like I met him a few times. Like he's so funny. Like all the girls like were like really wanted him when they were there because he has so much charisma." And I was like, "Yeah, he's so nice, but like he's so nice because he's so short. He's like 5'3". And I was like, "This is the first time I defended your height." I said, "Whoa." Whoa. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, he's like so small. And I was like,
see how mean
Mucho?
Women are?
She was like, yeah. I'm like, Mucho? Like dreads, East African. She's like, yeah. And I was like, Mucho is taller than me. That's the first time I ever said this, by the way. I said, Mucho is taller than me. She goes, no, he's not. I was like, Mucho is literally, I'm like, 5'3" is so offensive. Like, Mucho's not here, but I have to defend my dog because that's crazy. Yeah. 5'3"?
Girls be having...
She was like, he is not taller than me. I'm like, girl, you're 5'5". Like he's absolutely taller than you.
Girls be having revisionist height history.
They like think of height in symbolism, you know? Like they're thinking, okay, funny, so 5'3". You know? Like it's not even like they're not even thinking in relation to stature or anything like that. That's crazy.
I mean, as a girl who also leans into height revisionism, whatever you want to call it.
Revisionist height history.
Revisionist height history. That's something that I do a lot. But like hearing it back to me, I was like, what is going on? Like, this is insane. I'm usually always the communicator of height revisionist history.
Right.
But to be the receiver, I was like, wait, what? What?
That means it was flagrant.
What are you talking about? 5'3" is insane.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Mucho at 5'3"?
No.
Oh, damn.
That's just a funny sight.
Yeah, I'd have to be a billionaire, yo.
You think he's funny now?
Yeah,
He'd be
what?
Hilarious, man.
I'd be rehearsing every night.
I mean, he would just be Mucho at 5'3" is just Kai Cenat. Realistically.
That's not fun.
It's true, same build.
But hold on, Kai Cenat's not 5'3" though.
Yeah, he is. Kai is a small guy.
Mucho
I
was
don't think he's
5'3". He
5'3".
figured out how to do a muscle up with one hand.
Maybe 5'4". Kai's not above 5'4". That's a fact. He's a small guy. It's fine.
I've seen Kai Cenat before, but I don't feel like he was that
That's
small.
like Kevin Hart, hey, what they're talking about.
Yeah.
No, Kevin Hart is like 5'6". I would give him 5'6", maybe. I don't think Kevin Hart's shorter than me.
Kevin's hard short.
Kevin Hart is listed as 5'4", I think.
Yeah.
What?
He's tiny.
He's that small?
1.65.
I hate when Google does that.
meters,
When you
yeah,
Google someone's height and they put it in
That is 5'4" in
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, he's
And
small for real.
Kevin Hart and Kai Cenat are like the same height.
But you know when they give you the centimeters first that this is accurate, you know?
Yeah.
So
But-
Shit, eh? Well,
Yes.
Small dudes be winning, bro. Hey, being above average height is not, unless you're an athlete, it's not necessarily all it's cracked up to be. Like sitting on planes, having long legs is very, like, it's not fun. Like knee pains, stuff like that.
You
Just
never have your size, like proportionally.
Yeah,
clothes don't
like-
work as well
yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
small dudes can get drip very easily.
Yes.
But no
Shoe
one's looking at
shoe sizes.
they all drip down for no reason.
When
No
you have
looking
a
down there.
smaller shoe size and you can just get your shoe.
Unless you're super rich up or the most charismatic man in the room, it's gonna be hard for you to pull at 5'3".
Don't say
Oh,
that.
at 5'3"?
think so.
At
It
5'3",
is.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it is.
I really
At
don't.
5'3"? Yeah.
I really don't
It is,
think
yeah,
so.
it'll be tough,
is
but you can
for
make it
sure.
work.
It is.
Yeah, you just got to try really hard. Like,
Yeah, the odds are stacked against you, but I think a lot of girls like say stuff that they don't mean. Like a 5'3" man can bag them.
who?
It works.
If he's just
bro.
Ask a
working like
5'3" man. Because you're being hopeful,
yeah,
as a tall.
I'm not talking about just a 5'3" man that's just a brown shirt. You
what's
know
a
what I mean?
brown shirt? What does that mean?
NBA reference.
An
Don't-
NBA
don't-
2K.
matter.
It's like
People-
an alternate.
Video
It's a-
games. You don't like video games.
No,
Keep
no,
going.
I'll explain it. It's when you start a my player in NBA 2K, the automatic like attire you have is just like a brown plain shirt. Like
Right.
you have no badges, no attributes, nothing. So it's
Okay.
just someone who just doesn't have nothing
Okay.
is a brown shirt. So I'm not talking about someone that's a brown shirt. Someone that has something,
Yeah.
If you're 5'3", but you got something, like you said, if you're charismatic or you got some bread or you dress really nice and you know how to talk, like you can get it done.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said unless you have
you guys are
those
saying
things,
the same thing.
then yeah,
Don't-
You
Don't
gotta
under-
max it out though.
Yeah, you gotta
can't
gotta
just-
look smacks.
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta
Don't
looks max,
underestimate
breads
the short
max.
kings.
Yeah.
They be the strongest ones.
Underestimate, no pun intended.
They
like,
be
what
the
do you-
strongest ones too. They be in the gym.
Yeah, facts.
But they have. I feel like they look strong because they have less body mass to cover.
Yeah. If you have a short wingspan, you could like bench press.
You could
a
bench
shit
way
ton.
more.
It's harder to
Bench
bench
way
press
more.
when you got long arms and shit. So
Yeah.
it's more surface area.
Yeah, and
That's
like-
why I can't bench
and
press.
do like pull-ups and stuff.
Who,
Well, they're
who,
also-
who you talking about, bro?
Yeah,
I
this
wasn't
is-
talking about Sheehan. Even though Mucho does love a pull-up. Mucho loves to swing all over that bar.
Who just said? Oh wow!
Whoa.
It's true. I'm not saying nothing that's
Let's
not
just
true.
swing on that wood.
The bar. I said bar.
Dude,
You're changing the word.
I like how like as a black man that's like, hey yo, but then like if a white guy said it, it's like, hey man, getting close to the sun there.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Swinging.
He's saying they're calling you a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I was
okay.
saying how many ways what he just said
Right.
could be
It could be
interpreted as
problematic.
something
Yeah,
bad. Yeah,
okay.
like
You have a really white blood in you because I didn't even think about that. Like the racism just jumped out.
You know, it's
Why
not
did
even,
your mind even go there?
It's not even that. It's Twitter. For some reason I get the racist shit on Twitter.
There's a lot of monkey talk on Twitter.
Yeah, I be seeing I be
There
seeing
is.
that like baboon.
I
like-
don't like when people do
Who
that.
you
Go
follow
like
that's
baboon
talking- No,
it's not-
conversations. I've seen that.
Yeah, I be seeing a lot of references like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that-
Anytime I go on the For You side, I don't
I don't
often,
like it
but
either.
like
They're saying this is for you, monkey. Okay,
That's like
Or when it's a video, of a black
said,
dude
"I'm black."
doing
Oh my
something
God.
crazy.
why you look at me like I'm a white woman in the room?
But you
I'm
said
black.
it captions monkey.
Yeah, because you know,
reversal black.
reversal black. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, or when like it's a video that went viral of a black dude doing some crazy stuff or black people wilding out, and all the comments say well. Yeah, that's bad too.
It be some
well, or typical usual suspects.
it's got to
my
be the
God.
culture.
But it's worse when like there's like a video of a viral or there's like a topic that is usually heavy used in the black community on Twitter, or if it's like a video of a black person doing something. There's this new like meme where it's a video of someone putting their hand into the sun and the melanin just disappears.
Oh yeah, I know. The
And
video
people
you're
are
talking
using
about.
that as a quote. It'd be like $200 dates, but just quote it with like a hand in the sun and the melanin just disappearing. Or hashtag black conversations.
Damn.
Oh my God. Anyways, weekly recaps, y'all. How was y'all weeks? Start with you, Mucho.
Shit, that was a week. I mean, I feel like I ain't do much. I seen y'all on Saturday.
Yeah.
Seen all you guys for once. Yeah, every
Yeah, people asked me,
Clyde.
they're like, is Clyde coming? I was like, no.
Oh, you assumed he wasn't
Good.
coming?
Yeah.
Let's just.
And then an
let's-
hour later, they were like, Clyde is here. I was like, where?
I didn't see you for a minute when I got into it. I was
Oh,
like,
I had no idea.
Yeah, Zoe found herself a booth right away.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no
Yo.
no jump pop for her.
To be honest, like, I've grown out of the era of trying to find a booth.
Yeah.
Because in my young days, like, you know, you're going to the club, you're trying to find a booth. Like, all right, where can we get situated? You know, where can I sit down, rest my feet, get some drinks, whatever. Now it's kind of like, it is what it is. Like, I'll kick it. But also now I'm in a place where I'm probably going to know, like, 9 times out of 10 when I go out, I'm going to know someone with a booth. Just because my network has gotten so broad in the last couple of years. But I had no intention of, like, going in that booth that night. I had no idea who those guys were.
Yeah.
I was walking by and he was like, hey, you want to join
He
our
was
section?
gay?
He said, hey.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I was walking by and he said, hey,
Yeah.
do you want to join our section? And I looked at him and I was like, I know a lot of people here. It's like, I don't need to. But I was like, but my friends, also there's a lot of us. So let's like divide and conquer. That's true. So I pulled some of my friends up and said, yo,
Divide and conquer. I like that. So you
Yeah.
didn't bring all your
no.
girlfriends there.
So I'm like, some of y'all come here. Some of y'all can go over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
can
yeah.
all
Spread the wealth.
Spread the wealth. Because if I bring 15 girls in here, then it's gonna people gonna look at me crazy. Because even one guy was like, as I'm bringing girls up and like girls are passing by saying hi to me, I'm talking like he's like, yo, like you're really popular. And I was like, yeah, I am. You made a huge mistake bringing me in this booth because now everyone they're gonna have a way in because they see me. But it's funny because one of our friends that I will not name that are in a relationship, and this is why I really love their like. This is like, yo, you guys are a good couple. Like I really goals. I fuck with this because I hate girls who, when they're in a relationship, they can no longer flex with their single friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're all like, oh no, I don't want to leave him.
Yeah,
None of this. She was kicking it with us.
I love
and
that.
the thing is, she was being so respectful though. Like, she wasn't talking to the guys too much. She was kind of on the other side, but she was kicking it in the booth.
Yeah.
Like, she was there kicking it, da-da-da-da. But it's funny because her man would like come in and like, she'd give him a shot, she'd give him a drink, and she'd be like, listen, like, if I'm doing too much, let me know. And he was like, nah, you're good. And she was like, if you want me to reel it in, I can reel it in. You just give me the eyes and I'll cut. He's like, nah, you're straight. And I'm like, that's what it needs to be. I like that shit. Cause you don't have to friend out like, oh, I'm stuck between my man and my single friends. Now my man want me in here. And now my friends want me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very
As long as you're
respectable.
not doing too much, like
And the check-ins
think
were
it's
cute.
cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he would come by. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is my brother. He was not my brother. I was like, this is my brother. Can you give him a drink? Like, you need a friend that does
That's
that
cool.
too. You need a friend
Yeah.
who's like, yeah, that's your, but you can't say that your man's your brother, so I'll do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so you smoothed it out for them a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Because I was like, oh, I'm like, give my brother a shot, yo. And they're like, ah.
I
But she
remember.
can't say that.
yeah.
Nah, salute to them. I remember at the end of the night, I had like a bottle left. Like somebody gave it to me. It was like half a bottle left, and then I gave some to Clyde. And then
I was not drunk until that.
until then,
She gave me that.
and I saw you, And so he turned around like she seen that. She's like, nah, I'm good, yo. I can't have one other.
Yo,
So that means you had enough.
there was so much liquor that night.
Yeah, it was flowing.
Like there was I don't think there was not enough people drinking because at the end people were just like trying to give out. I'm like, bro, I don't want no more shots.
Yeah.
Like I've had a consistent cup this entire night, refilled.
Yeah.
I don't need any more alcohol in my system.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I remember even your cousin, he was trying to negotiate a bottle price at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And so he's asking me to do it. And then he's like, yo, I can come back, right? I'm like, all right, fine. Bottle girl comes to me. She's like, all right, I talked to management.
I'm
I knocked it down $100.
Oh.
Are you ready to pay?
It was a pretty good deal too. I'm not gonna lie.
So and then I'm like, damn, just where your cousin at? He comes, he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, fuck, bro.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That did
I love
happen.
it, but don't waste my time like that again, yo. Do not do that shit. Cause I look, bro, I'm like, yo, you got a host discount, fam? I'm like, whatever, no. That's funny.
You
That was
facilitate in the club, man. You make sure people have a good time.
I try to.
And you need someone like that too, because I'm not gonna be it. Like you need a hospitable person in the party. That's Mucho's role.
Yeah. Mucho's very hospitable at the party.
But if there's things that are annoying you, you're the good person to talk. Like, you know, like if there's stuff that's like bothering us in the party, I can go and gripe about that with Tresor.
Yeah, I'll listen.
Tresor's great for that.
I'll lend the ear. I'll lend the ear.
I'm not doing none of that.
But apart from that, how about you guys? Anything else happened this week?
Nah, not really for me.
Trying to think.
What's it called? What was that? Saturday?
Yeah.
So then what's it called? I think that night I started out having rum with my roommates. And then at the party, you had all that tequila. I'm pretty sure it was. Like people were giving me other tequila shots. So I was like a little mixed up like on liquors and stuff. As you guys know, I do my little, weekend gig, the hot tub moving, on weekends. So after consuming all this, alcohol and everything, I'm singing "Somebody Loves You" at 3 a.m. and everything after Mucho got me lit. Yeah. And I'm moving hot tub. I'm doing physical labor the next day, and like we do this, we bang it out, I'm doing all that. I'm struggling through it all, sweating. I can feel the tequila coming out of my pores, as I'm sweating, doing manual labor and everything. And I remember we finished up and everything. I remember my brother was getting gas and everything. I smoked a joint, by myself, off to the side or whatever. Went back in the whip, whatever. I remember my brother was telling me this crazy story too, that was a close call for him. And then in the middle of him telling this story, he gets 3 different calls from a private number or whatever. And then he answers them while he's talking to me, and then hangs it up each time. And then a 4th time this number calls. And he's like, oh, this number keeps calling me, and it says it's a jail call. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's a jail call. I'm like, you should answer that. He answers it, and it's my sister-in-law.
Whoa!
On the other side, his fiance is on the other side of the line, and she
From
is,
jail?
Yeah, the most upset I have ever heard her in my entire she's like, I was in the car, they pulled me over and they took the kids and I don't know. And I remember my brother saying he's like, oh, cause this or whatever was expired on the car. He's going back and forth or whatever. And it's becoming a really serious thing. And actually he asked her, he's like, where are the kids, And she's like, I don't know. And and I just smoked. So I'm just kind of, So we're just I'm seeing red. He's freaking out, and everything. And then I hear the kids in the background got you, and then and they just hung up right there. They just hung up right there.
You have been going for a minute, dog.
Bro.
Because how did they get the recording?
They're playing it off YouTube.
Oh,
That's so messed
They're playing it off YouTube, and even they called us back and everything. Actually, before they call us back and everything, but we hear them go, I got you, whatever, and then they hang up right on the spot, bro. I was watching my brother's hair turn gray. I just watched it. He was tears rolling down his eyes and shit.
Bro, man confessed to everything. The plates are expired. My license is expired. The tires are back.
I told you not to take the kids to the damn. He was
Holy.
Bro, I don't know if you guys remember a few episodes ago too, we were talking about pranks. And I don't know if you remember the story that I told about me and my brother pranking my dad.
Yeah.
That was my brother
Full
and me
circle.
Oh my
for
God.
about 45 seconds there, where we thought we were gonna have to go. Like, yo, I tell you, like the years that took off of my life just in
That's
stress from when that
crazy.
happened, bro. Oh my God.
I'm dead at him declining the call 3 times though. That literally
Yeah.
like that could have been anyone.
I remember when he played it, like when he answered and I could hear a little bit, it was cutting in and out. Like it didn't sound legit.
Yeah.
But then I remember when she called back and was like kind of telling us or whatever, it took him a long time to calm down.
Really?
Yeah, he thought his kids and his wife were.
Weren't you like tripping out though? You're high as hell. Like,
I was tripping out. I was tripping out.
that's
Oh,
why I
hell
can't
no. And
smoke weed,
then,
man.
Word.
And then she plays the thing back, and then it says county jail. And I'm like, how did you hear county jail and think, like, don't we not have counties here?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have county.
No, we
we
don't.
don't.
No,
I'm
we
gonna answer.
don't.
No, we don't.
I remember thinking that. I didn't hear that part the first time, but just
Clyde
like,
was about to turn into Michael Schofield.
No, I'm not even gonna lie. I woke up today still like it took the whole day for me
Okay,
to
come
come.
on.
Nah, bro. I was
That's gonna trip you out for sure.
Yeah, bro.
That's wild.
Damn.
But I guess it's full circle. It's karma for what we did to my dad when I was young.
Yeah, I don't like being pranked. Don't
Yeah.
prank me. Don't
Well, you
jump.
you deserve some karma too.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
like
way
what
she
you
did
did
to
to
her
my
mom.
mom. I mean, no. I don't like being pranked. I don't like being scared, jumping. I don't like it.
You don't have to try it. You got scared from me by standing in the fucking room.
Yeah, because why were you in my way?
I was. Never mind.
When you
circle
get
moment,
on your
man.
phone, you be really on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
You're in your
Yeah.
own world.
I
Yeah.
be locked in.
I think that's just what happened.
Full circle moment.
But just in relation to, going out and stuff and Saturday's event, which is Palm Trees, shout out to them. You have an event that you're hosting.
Oh,
This
thanks.
upcoming Saturday.
Thanks for the lob. Let me dunk it. Yeah, on Saturday. And everyone keeps calling me like, oh my God, this big time. I'm not no big time host. It's just, I'm host. Okay.
you're starting to get up there.
Does she have to add party promoter to her hats?
No.
You might have to add promoter.
I'm not a promoter.
What are
What
you
are you
then?
doing?
I just hosting it.
You're promoting the party.
And promoting.
But promoting is like, I feel like you like DM or like actively try to get.
Did you post it on your social media?
Yeah. But
What are you about to do now?
That's promo.
Oh, I guess, whatever. Anyways, guys, I'm hosting Jerk and Jollof on.
And are you getting paid?
Boom.
You know what? Don't talk about my
Yeah,
business.
that's promo.
I'm hosting
Promoter.
Jerk and Jollof on this Saturday, April 19th at, I believe it's at the Axis Club, in Toronto. So if you want to come see me, I will be there. All
I'll
my
be there
girls-
too.
Oh, you got me too?
Yeah, I'll pull up.
Yeah. Are you gonna? Well,
I don't know.
yeah, I can tell. Are you gonna come?
I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah,
Oh shoot!
he's leaving
Sora's
early.
leaving us to go to Jamaica quick.
I do have like stuff that like I'll see.
Well, let me
I'm
know.
gonna try and pull it.
Yeah, Tresora's gonna be leaving us for Jamaica a week before in advance. So yeah, when do you leave?
Tomorrow or Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Dead ass.
Well, when this comes out, tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Shit, eh? Well, it's happening.
Y'all have fun.
Yeah.
The yard.
You gonna lube up Jamaica for us.
It's
Whoa.
okay. Okay.
Get her ready.
Okay. That is so disgusting, Mucho.
Don't rush.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my fault.
Get her nice and warm. No, I'm kidding. That's disgusting. Don't refer to it like that. But anyways, yeah. So that will be fun. So you guys should get tickets to come see me at Drink. I will see everyone, and it's a pretty good lineup. Montagalis is DJing, and I love Montagalis guys.
They're good.
He been doing this thing since like all ages parties, no?
Yeah.
Oh, they?
duo.
Oh shit, my fault.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, Montagalis is good. And the thing is, Montagalis has been around since I was probably like in middle school.
Yeah.
Or like early high school days. Like that's how long they've been around. And they are really
Consistent.
Consistently-
You know if they're DJing, it's gonna be a good set.
fire sets. Like real dance hall sets. Like they don't play.
Yeah.
That's really cool how like Jerk and Jollof, because they're not Canadian, they know who to tap in with.
Yeah.
So are you jerking or jolloffing?
Yo, it's funny because my family follows me on social media and they're like, oh my God, Zoe's hosting a party. It sounds like a fight between Africans and Jamaicans. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, it's called Jerk versus Jollof. And I was like, it's called Jerk and Jollof technically. And I was like, it's not versus. It's just, I think it's, I would consider it more of a
Pan-African.
Clash?
Not a clash. I feel like it's more of like a union.
Yeah.
Jerk and Jollof. Like they do like a good balance of Afro beats and dancehall, and you know, I would. It's not like a clash, like a versus. It's like a collaboration.
Yeah.
I think from the parties that I've been to by them, but they do a pretty good job at it. But sorry, what were you saying? You were saying something.
I thought just saying it's Pan-African.
What do you mean?
Dr.
Pan-African
Umar would like it.
Pan-African means it celebrates anybody with African heritage.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I would say that. But it's a good event, so I'm excited. Y'all should come if you're listening.
So what
and
about
nothing to do on
South
Saturday.
Africans?
South Africans?
Are they invited?
I feel like
The
they'll
white
sneak,
ones?
they'll sneak in some Amapiano probably. I've seen it at Jerk and
No,
Jollof.
I mean the white ones.
Oh, the white ones.
Is it celebrating them too?
Nah. Sub-Saharan Africans. That's it.
That's wild. That is very insane.
So where do they come from? The white South Africans, where are they originating?
Most of them are Dutch, and then some are British.
Got you. History lessons with Mucho.
Literally. And then also over the weekend, I'm not really a video gamer per se.
Sorry.
Not a video gamer per se.
Get her, Trey.
But I was at my homegirl's crib, and we're like, she has a Nintendo Switch, and we were playing like Mario something. It was like a board game.
Mario Party.
Is it Mario Party?
Yeah.
Mario Party.
Okay, whatever. We're playing Mario Party. Wasn't doing the best job, but I was kind of getting by a little bit. And then we played. They're like, oh, so her man goes, oh, we should play Overcooked. And she was like, hell no. And I'm like, what's Overcooked? And she was like, we're not playing. Hell no, we're gonna be here all night. It's gonna cause a fight. And I was like, wait, now I'm interested because like, why do I want to play? Like, okay, so we finally convinced her to play it. It is a game where you are all chefs in a kitchen, and you have to prepare meals. And there's obviously different levels. So like, you drive your truck to different levels, whether it's like, I don't know, this and that. And everyone is a chef, and there's like orders coming in, and you have to make the orders and get them out. And you perform out of X amount of stars and you get tips. That game, and if you go on TikTok and just search Overcooked, you'll see like the fights that game is so mentally challenging, because it's like being in a kitchen, but you're all communicating like, okay, guys, like behind you, like, okay, guys, I got the fish. Okay, there's fish on the table here. Someone pick up this fish.
Corner.
Pick up the fucking fish. And it's timing you. It is. I honestly want to buy a Switch just for that game.
Yeah.
Or we need to find some Switch and we can all play. It is the most like challenging game, and it makes you like look at people like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Like one girl was like, yo, my friend, I won't say her name, whatever, but she was beside me. I'm like, bro, I'm like, get out of my fucking space. I was like, I will do the fries. You focus on the burgers. I'm like, get out of the fucking frying area. I will do all fries. Like, it was so bad. But like couples like fight, like there's a whole TikTok like
this.
area of just like watching people fight over Overcooked.
How much did they pay you for this ad?
Yeah.
No, nothing at all. I would tell you guys if this was an ad.
feels right.
I swear to God, I would.
Zoe's skimming something
No,
off the
She be
top.
sneaking
no,
the
no, I-
Yeah, she does. All of a sudden,
I
she has a whole
promise you-
haul of new shit from
No,
somewhere.
I promise you.
No,
it
no,
was
no.
just
Switch 2 is coming out in a few weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
exactly. I
No.
know.
It actually is. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is this pod money? Like, what's going on with this?
And she got the Lululemon shirt and the bottle. This is product
I
placement.
know. I know.
Oh my God.
It's actually.
Oh my
This
God.
is
After
product
promoting Jerk and
placement.
Jollof.
I'm not a content creator. I'm not a promoter.
She tried to triple up on the ads.
Come on.
But that wasn't an ad though. I actually just really enjoyed playing the game, and I hate video games, but it was a lot of fun.
I like a game that makes like non-gamers passionate. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, like a Guitar Hero.
And that's coming
Yeah,
from me.
shit like that.
Mario Kart's usually good.
I
for
have
me,
a
too.
Switch, so shit. Yeah.
Me too.
Clay, can you get one?
I have a Switch
I have
too.
one.
No,
Oh,
like
get
get
the game?
Overcooked.
Yeah,
So
get
then we
the-
can play.
Yeah, I'll get the game.
Do they still
Okay, it's lit.
jailbreak small
Yo, I'm
devices
so
like that?
cheese. I'm so cheese because I have an old Switch, but I updated the firmware, so I can't like quote unquote, as you say, jailbreak it anymore.
No.
I'm so
Those were the
pissed,
days.
yo. You know how valuable an old Switch is that you
Yep.
could the jailbreak, I guess. Like
Yep.
you could get any game type shit. I'm pissed. I might just get one on eBay or something.
All right. Do you have my glasses, by the way?
Yeah,
I like
they're
those.
dope.
Do you actually like them?
They're very
So I do like them. Yeah.
They suit you. They suit you very
They were
well.
audacious.
they're very Edna mode.
but
See some
They're very what?
and the mode.
But I like them though.
Yeah, because I was like, bro, I can't
Oh
have a
look,
bob.
another ad.
No! Oh my God! It's everything I'm gonna say. I don't even say where they're from.
all right. You better not.
Yeah. But I was like, okay, because the thing is, I broke my other glasses. Because I'm really bad with glasses. Like, I'll throw them around. Like, I put them on. Like, I'll toss them on the couch.
Like
put them
real
on the
glasses.
Yeah, these are like real, like reading. Well, not real. They're not prescription, but they're like reading. Anti.
That's how you know you're getting old.
Yep.
Yeah, but honestly, because when I work, I'm always like, people are like showing like spreadsheets and documents, and I'm like leaning in to read it. So I'm straining my eyes. So they're like reading glasses. They zoom in a little bit, and they have like the
Oh shit.
Like
what's it called? The blue light. Yeah. So I bought like,
This is new to me. Yeah, okay.
you never had blue light? Well,
I used to wear glasses, but I didn't. No.
So, anyways, it helps me because my eyes get really tired. And then I broke my pair that I had, and I only had one pair because I'm like, oh, they're not real glasses. Like, I don't really need. Mom was like, you should get more than one. I'm like, no, I don't need more than one. I broke them because I put them in the couch and I slept. And then I guess I crushed them in the couch and they literally like snapped. So then I bought 3 pairs. I bought these. I'm like, wait, these are like fancy new. You know, I should try them. I bought these and then 2 other pairs. I'll wear them in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, they look nice.
Thanks.
You could have them on rotation and let the viewers decide which one.
Okay, perfect, guys.
like
So
the
this is
most.
vote. We're gonna vote for number 1. These are number 1, and then next week we'll do number 2, and then the week after we'll do number 3.
Yeah. So
You
these
know-
ones we're gonna call them the Edna Mode ones.
Yeah, I'll call it animals. My other ones I call them the Clark Kents.
The Clark Kents.
I look
Okay.
very Clark Kenty.
You take them off, like, wait, that's actually Zoe from Relentless. It was her all along.
Literally.
I love that concept that just a pair of glasses just is the
That
mystique.
always pissed me off.
Literally.
Or a wig.
Or Hannah Montana.
Thank you. Hannah
No,
Montana.
but we talked about this. You wouldn't know who Austin Matthews is if you walked in, you know? Like,
No, that's different.
Hannah Montana was
I didn't know
different.
Austin Matthews' face. Hannah Montana was just going. And people were like, like, come on, bro. Like,
Bro, the
That
scene
shit's
where
funny.
her best friend is a Hannah Montana fan and doesn't know that her best friend is Hannah Montana. That's like Tresor putting on the massive afro and us not knowing that Tresor is like Mike Jackson 5.
that's crazy.
Are you
like,
crazy?
That like origin story. I don't know how they got that.
And
one
when she
off.
takes off her wig in front of her friend and she's like, oh my God. It's like, come on, girl.
I guess it's time for the world
It's
to
literally
know.
the same face.
Like, what?
That's how I feel about that. And then the superheroes where all they have is like the little mask like this.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
it just
yeah.
covers your
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, that shit don't work.
It's the same face.
It's also that is like how like race intersects it. Like Batman could never be black, you know? Because
Yes.
if you could see all of this, like you're gonna figure out who it is.
No,
you
Batman
know?
wears a full thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, but the bottom
No,
half
the
of his
bottom
face,
half.
you're gonna be able to know he's a black man.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like it's just not gonna
Black man.
correlate.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
Batman's superpower is white privilege, anyway. So
He's not superpowers.
I know,
He's
but
man-made.
well, I'm saying his superpower is white privilege.
Yeah, you can say that.
Because a black person wouldn't be able to be a vigilante.
Well,
Not in the same context. Nah.
Whatever happened to the Brampton Batman?
just the
Yo,
rich
you
rich
remember
orphan
him?
shit.
He got arrested.
Did he
got
really?
arrested?
He got,
really?
he got arrested like I think it was 2 years ago. Before.
Yo.
What was the charge? Was
Like,
it some
and
digging
he
shit?
I don't remember exactly, but I remember he got arrested for like if it was either speeding or getting into a fight with somebody. It was some shit like that.
He got into a fight with somebody as
I have
Batman?
to, I have
He
to look
was
it up.
trying to
He's
be
a
a
legend.
vigilante.
Yeah.
I have to look it again.
You have
but
to
yeah.
allow him. You have to let
Yeah,
You know,
have to
Mucho,
let
I
him.
don't think vigilantism is. Yeah, it's easier for white people
Right?
to get off than black people.
definitely
for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be able to live in like a city where a superhero was active?
No.
Fuck no.
A-Train just
Living
kills her
in
girlfriend.
Gotham?
Like, would you generally like if would you live in a city that you knew Spider-Man lived here?
No.
No.
Because I know people are coming here to fight. And also, I don't want to just be walking down the street and like the Hulk just takes my car and throws it. Like,
Yo,
so what are you going to tell
imagine
insurance?
like working, like they have a whole bunch of meetings. You get on the subway, and then fucking like Iron Man and Captain America in a fight, and like they break the whole shit, and you gotta wait for the next train, and it like
Insurance,
takes, like, 3
insurance
hours,
in
like-
Gotham must be insane.
Yeah.
See, it's levels though, because I don't want no city with the Avengers and shit. But like early Spider-Man when shit was kind of like grounded.
What, like Green Goblin days? They're
He
still
was
fucking shit up.
wild.
He
That's,
was wild.
that's New York. There's there's a million other superheroes.
No.
in New York, though.
Like think of like even the cartoons and shit. When is he just beating up low-level criminals?
Oh, the street level criminals
Yeah.
before the
But even then,
aliens
he was
and
still
the-
throwing like sewer grades. He was like still throwing like regular shit on the street.
But it's worth it if like he would just like find pee pee poo poo man. And if he
Well, it's a friendly.
Why am I doing what you were talking about?
bro, Spider-Man fighting pee pee poo poo man. Yeah,
He was
Toronto
like
would be lit.
He was like a friendly neighborhood. Like he wasn't saving the world, you know. Like he was
Yeah,
saving.
yeah.
It's like a street level guy. Like he's
Yeah,
helping
that
the
was-
little guy, like
that
the
was-
local. People.
Yeah, but even though he was a local superhero, they were still trying to fuck up New York City though. Like Doc Ock, Green Goblin, the Sandman.
Yeah.
Like they were all like very intense.
Yeah, but then
Like
when it
shit
gets
happening in the city.
But then when it gets to like Thanos level, then you need to call the event. You need to call.
But do you imagine Doc Ock just walking down Young Street
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
Spider-Man
that'd be
being
crazy.
like,
That'd be nuts.
That's
like,
crazy.
are we
I know.
crazy?
yeah.
Maybe I'm tripping, but I thought there was like a cartoon at one point where Spider-Man was just doing regular shit.
There was, but like it wasn't as.
Cause you're like the certified nerd here.
I am.
Like you would know.
No,
Come
it's
on,
true. It's
because
true.
we're,
I own it.
we're talking about Spider-Man lore, and all we got is the 3 movies in our heads. So you
Yeah.
gotta,
Yes.
you gotta help us out.
Okay.
So like neighborhood friendly Spider-Man days, right?
Yes, yes.
Wasn't it just low level shit?
It was. He was only trying to find like street thugs and
All
mid-level
right.
people,
Yeah.
but that was in the cartoon.
And every city had them. So that
Yeah.
version that'd be cool.
Spider-Man versus top 5.
Yeah.
Spider-Man gonna get your chain back.
Yeah. Spider-Man versus GGG. That's crazy.
Anyways, all right. Let's get
Shout out
into
to
some.
top 5 being like changing like international rap discourse. Like,
Yeah, man.
What do you mean?
He be in the
like
news. Yeah.
he got Kanye posting texts of like him threatening his life and shit. I'm like,
Kanye had to call the game because of top 5.
he started a beef between Kanye and the game. I'm like, how do you have this much power? I don't even know.
That is funny. A guy from Toronto, huh? How could they be so powerful? Anyways,
Yeah, it's crazy.
ready some Dear Relentless?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this one. Dear Relentless, first,
Also, before we start,
go ahead.
I would be what's the word? Remiss. I think that's the word. To say how someone brought up that we did not give good advice to the virgin dude from the last episode.
What?
Where we told him to just like jerk off and like
All right.
Yo,
watch porn.
Did we say that?
Now that I'm thinking back on it,
More
I don't think we really gave that dude any good advice at all.
Okay, how
So
would
maybe
you,
we might spin back afterwards.
No, okay,
But
start with that. How would you reframe
I was
your
thinking,
advice?
I think, and Mucho was just very like dismissive of this dude.
Yeah, it was.
I think your best bet is to try and find someone who is willing to be patient enough to explore these
told you to
things
say
with
that?
you.
your girl yelled at you.
That wasn't my girl. My girl
No,
didn't
I
tell
know,
me
I know,
this,
I know. No,
but
I'm not
someone
saying-
mentioned it, and I'm like, okay,
Someone gave
that
you a
kind of that
talking
makes
to.
more sense than
Yeah.
like jerk off and watch porn.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't mean it like jerk off. Watch,
I get what you guys are saying because I agree that like
like
you know,
you have to
there's steps you
familiarize
have to
yourself
take.
with like what you like. I think you have to start with self pleasure to identify being comfortable enough. Because my
But
thing is,
That was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
Like, just
yeah,
try
I
it
agree.
out
Maybe we
first.
didn't say that as clearly, but my thing is, I think you have to be comfortable in like yourself naked, what you like to feel on your own
We're
body.
not saying become a gooner.
Yeah, and no, I'm not saying that, but like I feel like you should be like confident about like what you look like naked.
But what
How
about-
like what are your pleasure spots within yourself before you can just like hop on to somebody else. You know what I mean?
But what about the people that don't want to masturbate? Because there are people that just don't like that.
Yeah.
Like we're
But
kind
do-
of Xing them out.
But
People
do we
just don't
think
feel
it-
comfortable doing it.
No, I get that, but
like
do we think
asexual.
it's what's the word I want to use here? Do we think it's efficient to not masturbate at all but still be sexually active?
I don't think so, but some people don't
You
want
see
to.
what I mean? Like, does it make sense?
you're putting the cart before the horse.
Yes, because my thing is like,
If you have,
I'm
you
not
go
saying
straight to losing your
masturbate
virginity
every day,
before.
all day, and, like, can't stop. But I'm saying, is there a realistic world where people have sex without masturbation at all?
There is.
I don't.
It is, but it's not.
You never masturbate.
No, facts I do. But I'm saying like if
I had friends
Like,
growing up where the first time they kissed a girl, they had sex, they got head right on the first go. You know?
No, but I'm saying eventually,
Happens.
like, and they never masturbate since.
I say
Like,
like,
there has to, like, of course, the balance, like the balance is gonna fluctuate. Obviously, when you're sexually active, you're probably gonna weigh more towards that than self pleasure. But
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't think in a realistic world when it comes to sex, there's a world where you are always having pleasure with someone else versus never pleasuring yourself.
yeah, there is. Yeah, like honestly,
There
like
is.
if-
I don't think it's.
there's plenty of dudes in relationships that just don't jack off.
Relationships, sure.
Yeah.
But people do in general.
But I mean, like, as a single person or
yeah, there
exploring,
still are.
you're only having this other people. You never.
Yeah, I think that's
Some
fine.
people
But I'm
are.
just saying, like, before you have sex for the first time, you should pleasure yourself for the first time.
Yeah,
That's it.
but I also think even if you're in a relationship or you're married, What? People stop masturbating?
Some do, and
Some people
And
do.
honestly, if I was married, I wouldn't. Like I just
You wouldn't masturbate?
probably not.
Ever.
I wouldn't see a
What if
point.
she goes on like a 2-week trip or like a 2-month trip?
2 months, maybe.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
kind of
It-
how relationships are for guys.
I think there's no reason to. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It depends, because some people also, I see from the perspective of, if you let one out, you'll probably make less bad decisions. And I am an advocate
Holy
of that.
shit.
But there are some people who, like, whether for whatever reason they don't want to beat their meat or whatever. And I do think that could lead you to some bad decisions that you can.
You're too backed
You
up.
might be taking something down that you probably wouldn't if.
How about 8 inches? Damn thick.
What?
Oh my
You
god.
know the video of the guy on the beach?
It's okay. Sometimes you gotta give context, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know the video of the guy on the beach?
No,
That's a guy that, let me,
I've
the
never
hell?
seen that
What
one.
the hell was that?
it's a reference.
Yeah,
for
me
people.
That was a mega pause, yo.
No, it's a great
Can we start
reference.
the relentless? Let's just start DearRelentless.
Anyways.
But yeah, I stand on what I said though.
I get it.
I don't think we helped him again, but okay.
Someone,
All right.
you know what? So I just seen a message before we started too. It's somewhere in my request. Someone said, "Thank you for the advice on Dear Relentless."
Was it the same one?
I
I said?
haven't replied to it yet. That's why maybe we're could have been.
We don't know who it is.
Maybe.
It
Okay.
could be any.
I could find
It could be the dude with the mom with OnlyFans.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, jeez.
Who
All right.
clapped his friend.
Oh, dear God. Okay. So, Dear Relentless, first of all, big supporter of the pod. You guys be making me laugh for real. The long episodes be coming in clutch. Anyways, I have a problem that I kind of just wanted to get off my chest. I'm 24 with a bachelor's degree that I really busted my ass for. I worked at a retail store throughout my time at school to pay for it simultaneously, and I'm proud of being able to graduate with no loans, even if it took a longer. However, I haven't been able to really
Congrats.
find anything with my degree, health science. And I've been stuck at this dead end job for what it feels like forever. I look around and I see a lot of my peers thriving with their own careers. And even though I'm genuinely happy for them, it's definitely a hard pill to swallow. I know the job market is crazy right now, but honestly, with all the work and applications and just life in general, I've been feeling really depressed for a couple years now. And I look at myself and it for real feels like I'm failing at life right now. And I'm not really ready to have a dialogue about it with my friends or family, which is why I decided to write to you guys, as you're the only podcast that gives the same vibe as my own friend group. So I was hoping you guys would be able to suggest anything. I know you guys do a lot of work in the content creation industry. I don't. But I figured just growing up, you've probably seen similar situations to mine. Once again, big fan of the pod. I'm not a content creator, but thank you so much.
Anyways,
As she says on the flyer of jerking Jalal.
Anyways,
Sneaking
so,
ads in.
I'm not. Anyways, so what I will say is, as someone who has went to school, graduated, also worked. Did they mention they worked in retail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also worked in retail at the same time. Congratulations for you to paying. My student loans are not paid off, but
Same.
congratulations for you.
Yeah.
Mine are not going to get paid off. I will pay the minimum every month. I don't care how much I could be a millionaire
Clock that
tomorrow.
T.
I could be a millionaire tomorrow, and I promise you, I will pay the minimum amount every month.
It's going to take you 20 years to get that 10 bands back. I'll tell you that.
100%. Because my thing is, and like I don't know if it says, I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but my notion is, if I got the best use out of my OSAP, I shouldn't have to pay it back. You invested in me. I am now a taxpayer in a high bracket. I graduated my degree. I got a job in my field. Eat it.
And if somehow in the future, now they just resolve all loans after I broke my bank to pay it off, I'm going to be tight.
Yeah.
They're gonna forget eventually.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So, like I said, I could be, and I make great money, but I really, listen,
Word.
minimum. Don't call, it'll come, but it's the minimum, y'all. Don't piss me off.
Word.
Today.
I'd rather spend it on a R8 or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, so someone who's done that, I can understand how you start to feel the pressure. And I think that's another thing that post-secondary school doesn't always prepare you for, is like what happens after graduation. High school, you got the chance, like, high school, grade 11. Oh, you're going to go to university. Oh, you're going to take a victory lap. Oh, you're going to go in trade school. Like, they kind of prime you. But sometimes in post-secondary, because there's so many people in post-secondary education, they do a hard time priming you of what life looks like after graduation, especially depending on what your field is. I'm a prime example of that. I had no idea what I wanted to do after I graduated. I graduated with a double honors in political science and media communications. And I was like, I don't know what the hell I want to do. Do I want to be Olivia Pope? Do I want to be Judge Judy? I don't know. So I can see the struggle. Then you kind of get stuck in like, yes, I was working retail. I'm like, okay, I know I don't want to work retail, but I have to make money. You know, I'm living on my own and I have student loans to pay. And so what do I do? How do I navigate this? But honestly, these are very formative years. 24 is still extremely young. Like, use the time to trial and error things that you want. Trust me, the job application process is hard. There were times when I used to work at Nordstrom and just go to the back and just apply for jobs like on the clock. Cause I was like, yo, I need to get out of retail. And I would just like apply for probably months.
Yeah.
Like on company time, just apply for a shit ton from the company computer. Just applying for any job that I could find that was in my field. And it took a really long time. And transparently, the resume game now, you gotta flex it. And I feel like that's not even now, even back then, you have to like mold your skills to make it seem as what they're looking for. Because I also believe that unless you're like a doctor, a lawyer, you know, a lot of jobs are teachable.
Yeah.
A lot of these skills are teachable. If you put someone who's moderately intelligent in a lot of these jobs, whether it's communications, I don't know, PR, like, you know, I work in communications, political science, I worked for the government, and that like you can teach skills. Like I said, if you're moderately intelligent. So you flex around with your resume, and honestly, it's gonna sound very cliche, but like just keep applying. Use interviews as a trial and error. Also, don't go to interview thinking like this is a job I'm gonna get. If you don't get the job, use it to trial your next one. But it's a difficult space to be in because I've been there, that like 23, 24, like what the hell am I doing? I should have a job by now, stuff like that. Like it's a hard space to be in, but you're not alone in it.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who's in the job search process right now, like the job search process is something where you don't really get instant gratification, you get delayed gratification, right? And so all the hard work you're putting in right now, it could pay for itself in like a month, right? But that's the time that you're going to get the offer if you apply for something today. And so you got to just learn how to just pat yourself on the back at the end of every day and be like, yo, I applied to 5 places. You know what I mean? I'm just going to assume they're doing it the right way. They're tailoring their resume. They're embellishing a little bit.
Nothing wrong with embellishing. Nothing wrong with embellishing.
And so, yeah, I mean, you're already ahead of a lot of 24-year-olds and you don't even know it because whatever job you're working a job, A. Number 2, all your stuff is paid off. And
you're ahead of me.
Yeah, there you go. And number 3, there's something that you're passionate about that you're still looking to develop yourself into. So you could hit a home run next week, who knows, and all your problems are gone. And then you'll look back like, yo, I was tripping, man. So just look at it like that.
I'd encourage like the passionate part about it because, well, first of all, like what you were saying too, that it's like a painstaking kind of process. And the job that you apply to and they call you that day and you get an interview, that is kind of the instant low-hanging fruit gratification that you don't want. The job that sends you through a million interviews and everything, that's kind of usually the fulfilling thing that you'd want. So I think like, you know, it's a coal under pressure type thing. But I also think like, fuck, you're 24. Like, go hit your head. You know, you did really great. All the way up until now. Go where you are fulfilled. You know, go not where you think or you feel like you're supposed to be. You know, according to some sort of societal metric. You know, like I just feel like you really have all the opportunity in the world to fuck up for 4 years if you wanted to, and then you can figure it. Like, I'm not saying go like fuck up or anything. I'm just saying go try a thing. Yeah,
and also like give yourself time because applying for jobs is like a full-time job.
Yeah,
like when you're seriously actively applying for jobs, it's literally a job in itself. Where like you're constantly on the computer and you're reading what they're looking for, and you're trying to flex your resume, and you're filling out workforce and all those stupid ass things that all these companies do. Like it can be draining, but don't let your life pass you by trying to constantly apply for jobs. Like I said, you're 24. There's so much life to live. You, like I said, go out, hang out with your friends, be sociable, but like find a balance because things will fall into place. But it is a really tough space to be in. But
I think you should talk to your friends about it too.
Yeah.
Because I believe that's what they said, right? Like they're not ready to have like a dialogue about it. I think that's something you should try and work towards, though. Because I feel like
everybody's life be cap on social media.
Yeah,
you know?
Word. I was gonna say I don't have a lot of experience in this field, but I can tell you that everybody, like people look like they have their stuff together, but nobody knows what they're doing. Like we're all freestyling it. Even if it seems like we know, none of us know. We're all taking it one day at a time. You shouldn't compare yourself to other people because you don't really know what's going on. And some people can have amazing jobs and they're miserable. So do you want to be in that position? So just keep your head high.
That man's in DR, but he's in debt. You know what I mean? That woman's in Dubai, but she's an escort. So it's
That dude has a Lamborghini, but he's on a financing plan for the next 45 years. So
That's facts, though.
Just go at your own pace, man. I mean, you're close to my age. Just either find a mentor or see if you can job shadow someone that's in your field.
Yeah.
There's no harm in doing free labor for something that you're going to be passionate about. Anyway.
yeah, you're
And live
so
your life,
young.
man. Life
go be
passes you
fulfilled,
by.
yeah.
One of my friends, she actually came to visit for like the first time in a long time because she lives in Africa now. And we were just like reminiscing.
Oh, I saw her. That was a trip. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were just reminiscing on this, like, yo, this shit. We lived life, man. Like, we still have like Snapchat memories from like maybe like 2015 to like 2018. We were wild. And like I said, it sounds crazy because like that felt like it was yesterday, but like we lived a complete, like now, we're all like getting married, having kids, working these crazy career jobs now, like moving up the ladders, but it's like starting your own business. But it's like, yo, we had a time we were just like outside and reckless. Just outside, reckless, incoherent, and under the influence. And honestly, I wouldn't, and it's something I'm going to get into later because I have a topic that I want to talk about. And the person I'm going to talk about is the same thing. Like when you're young, I encourage you to do exactly that.
Right on.
Like literally go outside, make bad decisions that might turn into good decisions later, but you have to live your life.
Yeah.
Because it will, like your 20s is short. And it will come and kick you in the ass and you're going to be 28 like me. But I had a really solid like 8 years to look back on.
Jeez, you hanging that jersey up.
100%. But honestly, thank God I did that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I can still be outside now, but I'm outside very differently. Like looking back, I'm like, yo, we were outside like fiends.
That's crazy.
Like
I didn't know
like
this,
dogs
Zoe,
with a bone, like sharks in the water smelling blood. Like
Zoe, did you know this, Zoe?
Not
no,
really.
I don't think that level. No, but we, like,
I had those times too.
if you ever sit down with like my core friend group now and how we were then, we can show you like we were insane.
Yeah.
Like
180, okay.
insane. Like outside didn't even know what what was coming.
We used to leave the house at 2 a.m. and go somewhere.
That's crazy.
Like there would be days where like my homegirl used to work. She used to call it, it's so bad because my mom is a single mom. We used to call it single mom hours. She worked 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's like my mom used to work those hours too when we were kids. But we would literally like be coming home from the club, drop her off just to shower and get her bag and then drop her to work. Like that's the shit. Like it was insane. We would be drinking every day, just doing outrageous shit. It would be like 3 p.m. on a Thursday. Like, yo, let's go to Wasaga Beach like right now. And we'd just be going. It was wild. But I encourage a lot of people to live like that because then you're going to get to 28, 30 and you're doing that now. And then now we're looking at you crazy like, girl.
When you're young, you get there's a lot of pressure to have your life together and to feel like you need to know what you're doing. And it's not true. And I feel like low key, I kind of learned that early. I'm glad that I learned that especially when you're young, the younger you are, things don't have to be as serious. And I feel like this might be a stretch, but this is why I never went to summer school. I never went to night school. I never did the IB program. I never did like extra honors classes and stuff. Cause I'm like, why am I busting my ass right now? Yeah. And you know what happened to all those people? They ended up in the same class that I was, and I was having fun.
Yep.
We were in the same classes at the same school and they had no life.
Yeah.
And I have friends who did all that and they're like, it was a waste of time.
I had to quit IB.
You were an IB kid?
Yeah, for pre-IB for 9 and 10.
Oh, wow.
And then,
Why did you quit it?
Because it was like that SpongeBob meme where everybody was having fun outside and you're like in the jail.
Yeah, and you're Squidward looking down like, God damn.
I wanted to do hood rat shit with my friends.
Yeah, they sold that as a finesse. That was just so like your parents could say that their kid was smart.
And even those kids that came out of that class, they became antisocial as fuck after high school was done.
Not all of them.
A lot, man. No, you're right though. Because it's like people like when you're classified as wild smart, like you become weird.
Yeah.
The people that are just smart and don't harp on it, You know what I mean? The top performing people in academic or whatever. That's what you guys call it, right? The
Academic, yeah.
Academia.
no,
the
in high
academic
school
and
there's
applied,
academic and
yeah.
applied.
Yeah.
Like the top people in academic, like those people had a balance of everything going on. The people in IB were weird.
Yeah.
Had roller bags in school and stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be like those
anyways.
people.
But yeah, honestly, before we move on, that's another thing that I will say is I'll never forget one of my favorite teachers in high school. Her name was Miss Reed, and I was like stressed. She was my English teacher, and I was like stressing. I'm like, oh my god, like Miss Reed, like I need to keep my 87 average. Like I'm going to university, and like blah 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 this, and like how am I gonna like keep a 87 average in university? Like is it gonna be hard? Blah, blah. And she was like, listen. She was like, I was like you, where I was stressing about my grades, and you know, I need to be the most top performing student. I need to get in all the universities and blah blah blah. And she was like, and there's teachers here who didn't do fuck shit in university, and guess what? We're both in the same job, making the same wage.
C's get degrees.
So she was like, go. She was like, shit, the hardest part is finishing university. She was like, once you finish, it doesn't matter, because you're gonna be making the same amount as someone who busted their ass.
Word. And I was cheating.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I'm not telling people to cheat.
I'm not saying that either. And I'm joking. I'm not.
I made friends with a lot of fobs in math class.
Balance your life. That's all I can say. Okay, let's move on.
Hope that helped.
Okay, Dear Relentless. I know, right? I don't like lying, and I want to be honest to my man. Ever since he's cut his hair bald and shaved his beard, my attraction to him has gone down. And I deadass don't find him cute anymore. I do love him, but it's difficult to love him when he looks the way he looks now. He became very cleanly shaven after a new chapter in his life, he says. I know it's shallow, but I can't help how I feel. What's even worse is now he looks exactly like my ex. Zoe, what do I do? What do you do if you were me? And guys, how do you handle it if it was the other way around? Let's say your girl came back one day and she dyed her hair green and it made you completely unattracted to her. What would you do? Just to clarify, I'm gay, by the way. Oh, okay.
Wait,
Well,
what?
Hey. So he's talking about his boyfriend.
So his
Yes.
boyfriend?
His man, yeah, his boyfriend, his partner.
Oh. So that should be easier then, shouldn't it?
No, because you're still telling someone that you. No, what? How is that easier?
Explain why it's easier. Explain why it's easier.
Because dudes, like, talking to other dudes, it's less emotional.
No, Tresor, you're talking as a straight man. At the end of the day, he still
No,
has,
but he's still a dude.
yes, but it's still his lover. So it's gonna be different. It's gonna be hard to
I
break
guess,
that
yeah,
news
because
to
it's
someone that you
it's
are.
a different type of relationship, I guess.
Yes, it is. I mean, different to the sense where no, it's not different. It's the same because there's a romantic connection.
But that's what I'm saying. It's different than like a dude talking to his homeboy.
Yes, it is different. Yes, because
not
I'm
man,
sure he would be able to tell his homeboy like, bro, like
You look stupid as hell.
But someone that loves you and you love them, or there's romantic feelings, there's gonna be hard to break. Like, I'm not attracted to you anymore.
I get it.
That's crazy. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, whatever it is.
As for what we could say in the reverse, there is no reverse. You are not allowed to tell a woman that they don't look good in any choice that they make.
Really?
That is facts.
Okay,
yeah.
but
You can't say that.
But think
You
about
can't
being
say that.
But think about being in that situation, like the girl that you like had a relationship with that you really were attracted to,
Change the look.
gone. You know that you do not feel that anymore, and you build something with this person.
I don't think there's anything wrong with expressing that you liked how they looked previously. I just don't think you just can't diss how they look now.
Okay, how would you say it?
You could just say,
does one
I
communicate
prefer, if they ask you, I feel like there's no like really, really good way to say it. But if they ask you, you can be like, I preferred the whatever it is.
Longer hair.
There's the whole
It gets
like,
a little techie when you're talking about long and short hair, but you can say, yeah, I prefer the old look.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's a way to get them to go back to it. There's nothing you could do. Like, that's their choice. If homeboy wants to be bald, clean
Do you
shaven,
think that makes them shallow or like a bad person or whatever? Then for
I don't
just
think
for
so.
ending it for
oh,
that.
ending it is a little.
No,
I don't know if I would end it.
That's shallow. I'm not gonna lie.
Or let's say you have a conversation about it and they're kind of like
Mucho doesn't want to say nothing because we know
waiting.
Mucho's views on it. We know Mucho's views. If you add a O to your weight, Mucho's not jacking it.
Oh Jesus!
Mucho's not jacking it.
no, but I do think there is a general thing about how like if they can't change it in 5 minutes, watch what you say, right? Like just in general.
What can you change in 5 minutes?
Like it's I
Like
don't
a
know.
shirt or
Yeah, if it's an outfit they have on, or you know what I mean. Like I don't know, the way they put their hair.
Hairstyle.
Yeah,
not-
something quick, then you could tell them right away. That's easy. But I totally understand how it's harder.
Yeah.
With something like that. But if it's changing your level of attraction to the other person, hell yeah, let them know. Or else the relationship's gonna finish anyway.
I can see how, and this is where I kind of get reversal manish. I can see how, I can see how you could think that it's tough because some people, and I'm not saying I think you're shallow, but some people could say you're shallow because you're supposed to like your partner despite their physical, yada, yada, yada type things, especially when you get married, if someone puts on weight or loses weight and things of that nature. That's what people say. I know that that's not real life all the time.
Yeah.
So it can be tough, but
Yeah.
You're holding back so
No,
much.
I'm not because I don't
It's
want to.
tough.
I don't want to go off topic. He asked about somebody's hair, right? So
clean shaven and they changed their hair.
Yeah, like what is this? Charlie Villanueva? Like who is he dating?
Who's Charlie? Who is that?
Doesn't matter.
He does that.
But I'll get
Who's Charlie Villanueva?
Like who just does that?
But you could just
gets the baldy and shaves your facial hair. It has
Yeah,
wanted
he
to
got his
switch
hair
it up.
bald and shaved his
has to
beard.
be one or the
they
other.
wanted to switch it up.
Oh, but that's in alopecia though.
Yeah. So
That's
a little-
mean.
That's mean. But Kevin Garnett started it. Shout out to Raptors
Oh
legend.
my
Kobe
God.
did it for a little bit too.
Kobe had the
He
baldy
had
with
the
no
baldy,
facial hair.
clean fade. Yeah.
Nah, you gotta choose one or the other though.
I agree.
He's got no eyebrows.
I agree. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
alopecia. That's different.
That is different.
I agree.
I apologize, Charlie V.
I think if you can't, it's gonna be hard. I know it's gonna sound crazy because people can't control these things, but it's hard to be bald and no facial hair.
Yeah. I swear all
That's
the
fair.
It's gonna, yeah.
But I also think this is a thing that we only tell black people.
No.
No, it's not.
White men too.
All the
I think
white
men might be worse.
The white men in the suits, they all be clean shaven, low cut.
And no facial hair?
Yeah,
And they look,
that's
and
what
do they
that's
look
what
good?
they deem professional.
Nah, man.
No.
The older white men.
White niggas gotta look like Mr.
White
Clean.
what?
That's what I mean. That's the
Mr. Clean got a little something, right?
No, he doesn't. Mr.
No, I don't
he
think
doesn't.
Mr.
You're
Clean don't got nice.
thinking of KFC.
No, Mr.
Mr. Clean
have
don't got even
nothing,
a
bro.
Hold on.
no hair on his chin.
Nah,
No, I swear. No, hold on.
nah.
Mr.
He
Clean
doesn't.
just
I'm
Isn't
telling
that
you.
Colonel Sanders?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh fuck.
Oh no, he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't have anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mr. Clean.
damn.
don't
Yeah,
have
Mr.
nothing,
Clean is
bro.
literally
All right,
clean.
maybe you got a point.
That's a. I'm telling you, the white dudes
Yeah.
be. That's their
Okay.
vibe.
How about this then? If you're bald, you either need to have facial hair or be D'd. Maybe super D'd then.
Or be
You
funny.
can't be bald and skinny.
Yeah, because even
I don't think people can
even
control
Jeff
that.
Bezos, like
Yes.
he looks better right now.
What does
than
he have now?
He
He's
just
bald.
got bigger.
Oh, is he? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Then when he had a fucked up haircut and was skinny, he actually no homo. I think he looks better now.
So what can we tell,
So,
bro?
So I think
be honest.
Yeah, but you like I said, okay, I believe
I don't think it makes you super, super shallow. I would question though that I think there's different types of love or like levels to love and stuff. And
Right.
You may not have been as invested in deep enough, like as I feel like if you're in a marriage, for like decades or something like that, and attraction is something that kind of becomes less relevant, the older,
Nah, man, you gotta always be attracted to your partner, always.
yeah, but
I
my
agree
thing
with
is, no, I kind of agree with Clyde because if I'm so deep in, like if my man cuts his beard, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, this is like the worst thing ever.
Tell him to grow back.
But you can't tell people what to do. Though.
Yeah. Yes,
you can.
If the man doesn't want a beard, if I decided I wanted to go bald, like bro's man,
Yeah,
like my
your
girl
girl's
can't-
not out of pocket for saying chill.
No, she could say that she doesn't like it, but you can't tell me to grow my hair back.
No,
what
no,
if I
no,
don't want
facts,
to?
facts. But all he has to do is bring it up that I'm not feeling this as much. That's
Yeah.
it.
And then if his man's like, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, and if you're still not attracted to dude, end it.
I also feel like if this is making you lose your attraction to him, something else would have done it if he never cut his hair.
Cat, bruh. Some people
I don't
look,
know, man.
no, I don't-
Some
I don't
people
get
just
that.
don't
I
look
don't know.
good
Some people look
with
insane,
different
man. Like
cuts. I get it.
you could do what about if your girl got a face tat?
Yeah, you'd be like, that's OD.
Yeah, you don't want to make love to Christian Rock.
Well, what kind of face tag?
Yeah, like a blue face.
Like a blue face tat. on the cheek.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
Christian Rock.
Oh, what is it? Krishan Rock.
Christian.
Christian rock is a genre of music.
Holy hell.
Krishan Rock.
Guy always says Christian Rock.
Christian Rock is funny.
Jesus. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear
I
what you,
think-
because he asked you in the first place.
Yeah, I would, like I said, I believe that anything can be communicated if you say it in the right way.
Ask ChatGPT.
No, don't do that. I think what you should do is just, I would say communicate it. But like I said, I don't know your partner. I don't know what's the best way you guys communicate, but find a way to kind of make it light.
Are you actually going
Okay.
on ChatGPT right now?
Yep.
Yeah, find a
It's
way
the
to
end
make
of
it
human
light
civilization.
initially, and then kind of see how he handles it from there.
Have you
Yeah.
ever had to
You know
tell a
what I'm
man that, Zoe?
Tell a man that I don't like what he's doing.
Like what
Yeah.
he's doing with
Like
his
you've been
looks.
with a guy and then he did something, like made a big change to his appearance, and then
Oh,
it, like,
I don't think it was a big change. No,
okay,
no.
but a significant enough one that it was like, this is changing everything for me.
Yeah, like he cut his hair super low, and I was like, wow. Why
And then
are
it
we
went
doing that?
downhill from there.
No, it didn't go downhill. No, it didn't go downhill.
Because low key, even this is not that big. Like grow your hair out for a month and then he'll like you again. Like this is so
I don't
simple.
think hold on. I don't think he doesn't like him. I just think he
He'll be attracted to
But
me.
he said-
isn't as attracted to him.
But
It's
the hair
just
will
more,
go back in a month. Like
yeah,
Mucho
but
said.
unless this guy keeps shaving it. So like I
Is
said,
he a Buddhist though? What is this new era? Like what is
That's
this
what
new
I'm
era?
saying.
where-
Like,
But what do you mean? God forbid a man want to shave his head.
no, because
what's the
he said
point?
something in the story about he's
in a new era. Or
yeah, he's in a,
something like
he's
that.
he had an awakening and then he just
Let him
Let me
have
just
his
tell you.
face.
Let me
him have
just
his
tell you
face.
what ChatGPT
yeah, after
says
a
to
new
say.
chapter in his life.
like what the hell?
Let me just tell you what ChatGPT says to say.
Oh my god.
ChatGPT says to say, hey, I wanted to talk to you about something kind of personal. I know we all go through style changes, and of course, you should always do what makes you feel confident and comfortable.
No, it's talking
that
too much.
said, I've noticed that when you shave your head and facial hair, it changes how I feel attraction-wise. It's not about controlling how you look. I'd never want that, but I want to be honest because physical attraction is part of the relationship for me. I love you, and this doesn't change that, but I also thought it was fair to share how I've been feeling.
This
Nah,
is
it's
corporate
too long.
as fuck.
Yo, do
Okay,
it
you want me
after
to tell him to
sex.
make it more
do it after
casual?
sex.
Make it more human.
No, how about
Do it after sex.
How
do it
about
after
you just
something
think of what
intimate.
you have to say? I can't lie. This ChatGPT shit is going too far, yo.
Well, clearly the man can't think of it. He needs
Do
help.
it. That's why
in
he's
a-
asking
in a,
mans.
in a romantic, intimate moment. Like, you know, like,
How
oh,
old is that?
You know, like, okay, for example, me and my man just finished having sex, right? I'd be like, babe, I miss your beard. You know, grab his face,
Bam.
thumb in the mouth. He'll grow it back. You're
Damn.
good.
Thumb
Yeah.
in the mouth.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Men are bad at picking up hints, though.
No, that's why you do it after sex. Get him, release him. Like, baby, I miss your beard.
Yeah,
I
but
think
does
you should
it-
grow your beard back.
That nigga dozing off.
Does it work?
I'll need 3 more of those before I'm like, oh, she wants me to. Oh. Yeah, you know?
That's like you know when you're about to get like surgery or something.
Anesthesia.
Right after
Anesthesia.
Just
Pussy
you gotta
anesthesia.
do it and people cook him a nice dinner.
Yeah.
And then be like, I really miss your beard.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
that's easier. That's easier.
Yeah, don't be like, so I was thinking we should have a personal conversation about your. No, slide it in, you know, different. Like I said, whether you're cooking him dinner, you know, maybe on a walk, get ice cream, just bring it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I really miss your beard. Make it like that. Like, I miss this, you know, saying, I really loved when you had this.
I like that.
That could definitely work.
It can.
Drum some
I
hits
think
like that, yeah.
I'm just
The
assuming
man
that.
told me he loved a bust down side part. I'm getting a bust down side part tomorrow. If he said, oh God, babe,
Are you serious?
I missed that bust down side part. I'll get another. What? I'll do it.
Really? Okay.
That's usually
Really?
not
But
how
like
it
some-
When
goes.
I'm ready,
The way
yeah.
women drop hints.
I
is
can't lie
hilarious.
though. Some women don't like. Some black women don't like it when you know they straighten their hair and then they start getting bare compliments when they didn't have the compliments when it was.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I hear
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean,
That's the thing.
I don't know. I feel like if my man was like, "Oh, like I really like when you're young, when you had the blonde, or I really liked when you did the braids,"
Yeah.
I would just do it again. It's
See,
not
yeah.
gonna hurt me. I liked it too. I did it.
That's safe to tell a black
Yeah.
woman. I like the braids. That's
I
safe.
feel like if you even said I liked the bust down or I liked the side part, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that's crazy. That's just me, maybe.
I like when you have a wig on.
That's a little OD.
That's insane.
That's a little OD.
That's what you said,
No,
though.
I didn't say it like that. No. And when I said bust down, I meant like a sewing.
All right.
I like when you have the wig on. Wait, what?
Isn't that kind of a wig, weave, whatever?
Yeah, but maybe look at it more like as the style versus like the mechanics
The whole
of the
concept.
You know?
What are we
Damn.
talking about?
I think about it like that.
Yeah, salute though.
All right.
Shout out to
Should we do one
everybody.
more? Or should we move on to hot
Let's do one
topics?
more. Let's do one more.
Oh, one more. It's really hot in here.
Yeah, hot topics, baby. Let's go.
Oh God, I'm sweating bullets. Okay. Did we do baby mama drama?
I think so.
I feel like you asked that the last time we did. Relentless.
Did we do that one? Hold on.
Pass through it. See what happens.
Okay. Hold on. Let's do.
So what if the girl that you were dating said, "Yo, I really think you would look good with a taper"? Would
I'm not
you cut
doing
the
that.
dress?
No, I'm not. And if she doesn't like it, too bad. You know, but I'm glad she told me though.
Has there ever been a girl that told you like, oh, you should trim or cut your dreads?
No. But again, if I'm dealing with her and that's what she's into,
Yeah.
Then you're just not the one for her.
yeah.
My girl
Damn.
had an issue with me growing out my hair originally until like it started growing, like put it in braids, and she loved it.
See, she didn't like the struggle era either. But I get in trouble because I don't like the struggle era. But she didn't like the struggle era.
She didn't like it when it was growing out like an afro, but when I was braiding it, she was fine with it. She doesn't like
Yeah,
it.
that's a little racial. That's a little.
Okay, that's a little. This is content. Go for it. This is content. Go for it.
It's given anti.
It's give a little
Yeah. She only liked it when you laid it down, man.
I didn't even think of it like
I'm not trying to start no drama here.
No. It's not.
If you're listening to this, it's
Okay,
nothing
audience,
personal.
me and my girl are fine. Don't read into it. No,
Don't
go
you got,
for
don't
it.
you got light skin problems written down as a topic?
I do. That's the next what's it
Yeah,
called?
let's go for that shit. Go ahead.
No, but I mean, like,
Speaking of light skin problems,
before we move on to that, I think it's a little tacky.
Okay, tell me why. Tell me why.
We're forcing it. It's not necessarily, but it can be seen as such.
It's not because like she didn't like the way it was just like it was in the between phases. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was growing it out and it wasn't like a full afro and it wasn't like it wasn't.
So you had
big.
the slave hair.
Do not say yes to
That's
that.
why she hated it. I look like a slave. No, that's even more fucked. Because she's
not fucked.
That is fucked.
No, it's not because if it's in between stages, it doesn't look good though.
I don't know.
Oh fuck you.
Hey,
I think it's
Hey man, I can't lie. The funny part is that like Zoe has some of these thoughts too, right?
Yeah. Right.
But she's a black woman, so it's more
But I'm
allowable.
black.
Right.
But like,
it's like the monkey bar statement from earlier. Yeah.
right? It depends on who it comes from, right? Like
Yeah.
a non-black person saying cut that monkey shit off.
No, whoa.
I'm just saying.
We're getting
This is why we don't have ads.
We're getting too comfortable.
You think Travis and Jason Kelsey's pod is talking about stuff like this?
Andrew Schultz is.
Yeah,
He
facts.
has mad ads and he's white.
He got Trump.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you talking
man.
about? He can say racial jokes all the time, but we're black and we say it now. We're the bad guys.
That way.
It's about ourselves.
It is
Yeah.
But I do
interesting
think that's
how
a little
that
that's a
works.
little scary though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's not scary. Don't worry about it.
You know.
You've met her. Really think that she could be like a
No,
ring?
I'm just saying the
Yo, this is not a hole we're digging in.
yeah. I'm not gonna I'm not.
It's okay.
Let's
man.
move on.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Salute to her. She's great.
Shout out to everybody. Like,
Yes. Shout out to everybody.
all right, let's last one. This is a long one. Lord of mercy. People, our audience does not listen when I say break it down. All right, light skin struggles. Okay. Hey
Oh, I thought it
guys.
was a topic.
I was wondering if you lot could help me out. I'm a light skinned girl, and there's a friendship group of mine that I'm wary
Zoe
about.
already.
We've been out with the intention of going. Wait, hold on. We've been
reader.
out with the shut up.
I'm sorry.
We've been out with the intention to go clubbing, and I've been at the door and seen that the clubs and bouncers are discriminatory and colorist when it comes to who they let in. It tends to be me because I'm the light-skinned girl in the group, but I'm of the mind that shouldn't run. So if I'm the only one allowed in, I'm not going in, and none of my friends are gonna go in, and I'm gonna stand beside them.
Fair.
Okay, girl.
Okay.
All right. It's happened countless times and I hate it. I hate spotting how people will favor me because of my light skin privilege. So I actively acknowledge and choose not to participate, even if it means missing out. However, now the other day, my friends and I were in the club and there was this Nigerian guy who invited my 4 other friends onto his table and not me. It was clear to see he had a type and it wasn't my skin complexion. It was darker girls, which I had no problem with. The thing is, one of my friends asked him, why can't I come on his table, and I heard him loud and clear say, I don't really like fair girls. I can't lie, I felt the type of way because I was clearly discriminated against, and none of my girls did what I would do, what I have done in the past, which is not played to your privilege and discrimination. I left immediately and said I felt ill, and since Monday, none of them have asked me, how am I, or acknowledged that. Just to hope you got home safe. I feel like they weren't considerate at all and didn't stand on business. It felt like a slap in the face. My friends didn't show any selflessness for me. Is this worth cutting your friends off for over? Am I overreacting? I guess
This is where girls just take it.
Hey, I want to
I
get
guess
Zoe first.
this is reverse colorism. If it isn't a thing, it's not a thing. P.S. My younger brother watches Relentless as well and comments all the time. I'm not going to bait him out, but he says he thinks Mucho, Tresor, and Clyde would look way more cute if they got their nose and ears pierced. Please, can you help me with my dilemma?
Well, first of
Can I
all, our
stand
ears
up?
are pierced.
Are you
Mine are.
No,
but
his is
I just haven't put them in for years.
That's kind of
I don't know how we got there, but anyways.
yeah. Like,
I'll never get my nose pierced, but my ears are. So
Okay.
buckle.
Yeah.
I consider getting my nose pierced for a,
No,
for a
please
while.
don't.
But
No.
I thought about it. I would never
No,
actually
no,
do it.
no.
I did it once.
I wouldn't do it.
You got your nose pierced?
When I was a teenager.
Didn't you have a cartilage too?
I did, yeah.
I considered that.
That
a
that
little
makes
bit.
sense. People who get cartilages usually get nose.
I don't
But
know.
anyways, back to the topic.
Anyways, okay. So
You go first.
What I will say, okay, there's a lot of things to unpack here. I respect you being a light-skinned woman and understanding your privilege, right? Because I've also been there where, as a non-light-skinned woman, I've seen like light-skinned women get the privilege at the door, lesbian women get the thing in the booth, all that stuff like that. So I've seen it. I also appreciate you for like standing by your friends, because some girls would leave you for dead. But I also think that your friends should have done the same thing, though. It's not reverse. I get everyone has a preference, whatever. It's not reverse colorism, though. Because at the end of the day, you will always have a privilege. Not in this situation, but like
Not this time.
I know, but I'm saying like on a societal grand scale, you're always going to be seen as superior just because of colorism, especially in the Black community, right? But I do think your friend should have taken a stronger stance. And I don't think you should cut them off. I think you should have a really have a conversation. Like, listen, this is what happened. This is what I've done in the past for you guys. I felt a way when you guys didn't include me because he didn't like me. It's not. Yeah, I don't think it's worth cutting them off. See how they react to what you say first before you. If they're like, "Oh, you're doing the most," then I would take it a little step further. You know what I mean? But I would at least bring it up, have that conversation, see how they feel about it, whatever. This was an old entry, by the way, so I might be dated, but yeah.
It's an interesting one, though. I
Yeah.
mean, and then also, like, that one girl, now she's like, just on a safety tip, like, women usually have a buddy system, right? Like,
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
just being left out cold is kind of weird. If it was
Yeah.
like two light-skinned girls, then I'd be like, well, whatever. You guys
Yeah.
just go around the club, figure something out.
But it's funny, that story, because back in my clubbing wild days, I was at a club once, and this is like the politics of clubbing, right? Especially when you have like major celebrities come. What the promoters and the club owners do is they pack the booth of like girls that they think fit the aesthetic of what this celebrity or whatever would like.
Booth
Usually-
decorations. They're booth decorations.
Yes. Oh, that's a really good one. So they'll fill the booth with like white girls, whatever, light-skinned girls, this, blah, blah, blah. So that I remember one night we went out, and I'm not gonna name who the person was, but there was a celebrity there. And they did the same thing. They packed the booth with all these white girls and He comes in the booth, he's chilling. He takes a liking to kind of like our friend group. And he literally told all the white girls to leave the section and brought me and my friends in who were all Black.
That's hard.
But the thing is it discriminatory?
Nah.
No.
No.
I can't lie.
So what's the word?
I've done that before. I've done that before.
Really?
It's been white woman in a section and I kicked them out and put Black woman in it.
So what is the word? Is it just mean?
Yeah, maybe it's mean. Maybe it's
Nah, I don't even think it's mean.
What is it then?
it's a little because
It's still mean on a human level.
Yeah, think about it. If it was in reverse and you kicked all the Black girls out and brought all the white girls in,
Yeah, it's racism.
sure. But when you kick all the white girls out and bring the Black girls in,
That's reparations.
Liberating, yeah. Oh my God.
That's all good.
I mean, as a group that always consistently has privilege.
Yeah, come on, man. Sometimes they need to get kicked
our
out the
turn.
booth. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I kind of think though, like as like a light skinned person, there will be situations like that where it's like usually you have
Where you get
privilege-
invited to the booth and I don't?
No, I'm saying whenever colorism intersects like your life. You
I'm
know?
being a dickhead, yeah.
No. I just don't think you can ever, even when it's like, I think it's really almost impossible to get off reverse colorism. You know, I think if you're gonna approach this situation like with your friends, I don't think you should cut them off. Like I think you should talk to them and have a conversation with it. And if they're good friends, I feel like they should hear you out and be like, oh yeah, we did do that and that wasn't cool. Like my bad, and like apologize. I feel like that's the resolution that you guys could achieve. But I don't think don't go being like, oh, you guys were reverse colorist to me or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. I wouldn't go in on that angle.
As a biracial person, I just feel like you gotta hold it sometimes when the reverse situation happens, you know, because it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
At least you acknowledge your privilege. Don't put that on the table. Like, just don't do that.
Yeah, I agree. But
What do you think, Trezor?
I agree. Yeah, just talk to them, say your feelings were hurt, and that's it. You kind of have to hold it. There's certain groups and certain people. I feel like if you're white, if you're light skinned, or if you're a dude, you kind of just have to hold whatever happens.
I don't think you always have to hold whatever happens, but it's kind of like
It's very rare to be able to get it off, though.
In the realm of colorism and stuff.
Just in the realm of life, like
In the realm of life?
Men-
You have to hug everything? I know what you mean.
whites and light skins.
Yeah.
You kind of have to just hold whatever comes your way. You know, you wake up in the morning and it's like niggas are trash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You kinda
Discrimination
just-
towards
that's
you.
Gotta let it just slide.
Yeah, you gotta.
I
hold
can't be like,
some-
nah, I'm not. Because then you look weird.
I always
you know?
say that's when like the Toronto man discourse happens and we get the
Yeah,
Toronto man
Toronto men
slander
are
all
so
the-
trash. You kind of
Bro, I'm
gotta
like,
just
all right,
let
bet.
it go.
Another day, another dollar.
yeah, fair.
Stuff like that. You kind of gotta hold it. But you're valid in your feelings for feeling upset.
Yeah.
So like, you don't have to discount your feelings. You're just on like a friend. Like you're just upset at your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And that part is valid.
I think you're valid in your feelings too, because I wouldn't like that either.
Shout out to the UK
Shout out to, oh, she's British?
from the way she was typing.
Oh, okay, you can tell.
Oh, really?
sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
You could tell from the first sentence.
You said you lot, right?
Yeah.
She didn't say you lot.
Yeah, she did. The first sentence.
Oh, whatever. I
So
don't think
if you assume that dude in the booth,
oh yeah, she did. I was wondering if you lot could. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
if you assume that dude in the booth didn't know their situation, didn't know that they're all friends, is that not a Nigerian man W?
Oh yeah, I do not like light skins now.
If she know black.
No.
Okay, you know what?
That might have been a little racist.
That was a Cookie Monster.
Oh my god!
There's a comedian I was imitating.
Please.
That's
Is
funny.
that not a Nigerian man W right there?
Why is it Nigerian man W?
Because he only brought the dark skinned women to the booth.
I think it's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, it's a W. Shout out.
If you're them,
Yeah.
not if you're the friend.
If she no, because assuming that you know what I mean, he didn't know that they're all friends. He just
But my thing, but that's the thing too. If he was like, yo, she can't. She said her friend asked,
her friend asked,
like, why
Yeah.
can't you let her in? He's like, I don't like
And he
fair
said-
girls.
oh,
But then I would have been like, all right, well, I'm not gonna leave my friend outside.
Wait.
So if you don't want us in here, I gotta bounce.
that part is crazy.
Yeah, because then what happened at that point? Did they just throw their hands up and
Yeah.
continue to azonto? Like,
So, and like, would you do that? Like, you obviously wouldn't do that.
No, I'm leaving the booth. I'm like, okay, well, then I'm gonna leave.
yeah.
So she should be mad at your friends for leaving her regardless.
I said, yeah,
That's
I
what
would
we're
have the
saying.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah, she should be
okay.
mad 100%. Because my thing, if that was me, I'm like, yo, my homegirl's outside. Can you let her? He's like, oh, I don't like lesson. Goes like, yo, I'm not leaving my friend by herself. So either I'm leaving your booth,
Yeah.
or you let my friend in. And the easier one is to let my friend in because why not? Like, just don't. You don't have to hit on her.
This sounds like she has animosity with her friends and just threw the colorism in thing there just for like. some
nah,
publicity.
this was a valid.
This is
I
for
think this
sure.
was a valid.
For sure, she has a valid complaint.
Yeah.
and I skimmed over that part. If he's
Because even-
this guy's way too militant. I've never seen someone
Even
that
if it
pro
wasn't
dark
a license,
skin.
go, oh, I don't like girls. I don't like
Dr.
short
Umar
girls. Or I don't
not-
like
Dr.
her hair. Or,
Umar's
you know,
not
like
even that.
anything. My thing is, any reason for my friend not to be in here is a reason I'm taking seriously.
Facts.
Any reason. You could be like, oh, we don't have enough space, or oh, I don't care. I'm not leaving her outside. So what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but low key though, like logistically wise, even if we talk about earlier in the episode today, you're like, some people invited me to a booth. I only brought 3 of my friends and I let, you know what I mean? You conquered and divided the situation.
Yeah.
I did think that as you said.
Yeah, so-
as you
but it
said that, I was
wasn't-
like, how did you discern?
But
which
obviously
ones?
one more wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, sometimes it makes sense to just
was
This
random.
wasn't a numbers thing.
it wasn't. It was
It
just
wasn't
yeah.
a numbers
this
thing.
guy was just yeah.
You did like.
And I'm
light
just going
skin.
back and
So
forth
militant.
trying to get alcohol from each section, trying to like make sure everyone's yeah. So
And
that's-
that's a place you were comfortable at. Like you could have been by yourself on Saturday night. You would have been blessed.
Oh, yeah.
But it sound to this girl, it sounded like a situation where she was just left out all alone. So.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, don't cut them all off the page though.
Have the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
See what
All
they
right.
say first.
Yeah.
Let's move on to topics.
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna apologize?
Yeah, sure. And also, I feel like Zoe kind of dragged this a bit.
I didn't drag it.
Talk about some. I'm making them give a public apology.
I am.
This wasn't a hard sell.
What do you mean?
Like this wasn't something that we're fighting against.
No, but you still said it.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we said that we don't think Vybz Kartel could have sold out Scotiabank, which is Toronto's arena that I believe sits like
20,000. Yeah.
Yeah, like 19,000 and some change. Vybz Kartel did Barclays back to back. I think Barclays is like 17,000.
I think it's higher, no?
No, I think it's like 17 and some change.
It's an arena, so it's in that ballpark of 17
So
to 20.
Vybz Kartel is one of my favorite artists. I love that I'm wrong. I just didn't know that people were gonna show out like that. Granted, New York does have a way bigger population, but I do think he could do one night for sure, like 100% sold out for sure. 2 nights back to back could still happen. I don't think it would be as fast as like New York, because New York's like 8 million people. But yeah, I definitely see it now.
So
yeah, I was
you have
wrong.
to say you're
Yeah, I was
sorry.
wrong.
And
Why do I have to apologize?
you
I
have
was
to say you're-
wrong.
and I'm sorry for saying that, Vybz Kartel.
I'm not sorry for saying that because that's what I thought. I'm not sorry. I was wrong, but I'm not sorry. I didn't say anything wrong.
Grown man
Big
say
mom.
I'm sorry to the
It's,
grown
it's
man.
a lot. It's a lot of people that won't say they're wrong. You know what I mean? So listen. We talk for 3 hours every week, man.
Word. We're wrong every week.
Facts.
Yeah,
So-
lots of things wrong. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that,
was wrong.
That did get clipped, and I started getting tagged. I'm like, what? This is like a year old.
Yeah. This is the first time we brought back a clip.
No, it's not true. We brought back clips before. We brought back the Raptors one. We brought back the Toronto. You just don't pitch into our page.
Oh, yeah.
We should have like a retroactive episode where we go through that.
Old clips.
Just get someone to research
said
all the
that.
things we've been
Never
really
took
wrong
place.
about and just have
That
it
would be funny.
right in your face.
Hey,
Like, have to hold it.
anyone, if you're listening and you have some stuff we've been wrong about, DM it to us.
Yeah, let
I'm
us know.
sure
Like,
they
I-
know.
Yeah.
When I see people going back to like shit that's that old and like tagging me, like, see, you were wrong. I'm like,
Well,
that's,
people were commenting on the video.
yeah, that's dope. That's
Like
dope.
it was like 2 days ago. Like, yeah, like see, like someone also added us on Twitter, like, yo, who was it that said?
yeah.
So people were coming back regardless. So
No,
I
but-
said, yo, let me just put it on the Summer Jam screen.
I love that. If people have receipts, that means they're listening for real. I have no problem saying that, you know, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And based on the amount that he sold in New York, I do think Vybz Kartel could sell out the arena, Scotiabank Arena. Like if he pulls it off this year type shit. Like he could sell out one night for sure. Now you have to calibrate it because New York probably has, you know, double the
Yeah, like 8
Caribbean.
million.
We have a lot of Caribbean people here, but just sheer numbers.
Yep.
We might have more percentage, but sheer numbers in New York, they have a higher presence. And it felt
But do
like
you think it's just Caribbean people though? For Vybz Kartel? I don't think it's just Caribbean people. Majority,
No,
yes.
but
But it's not just.
it was majority, but they showed out. They
Yeah.
showed out for sure.
That place was packed. It looked jumping.
But like celebrities were saying that they've never seen Barclays. Like Cardi B,
They were
but
saying-
they all said they've never
Safari
seen
was
Barclays
dropping
like that.
tears.
And listen, like I would go. Like,
I would go for
easily.
sure.
Like I'm going for sure, you know.
Yeah.
And I also do think at the time when I made that statement, it wasn't looking like he was coming out. So it was like, or maybe
Yeah,
maybe you guys
He was
always
still-
had.
He was still in
hope.
jail at the
I
time.
think, but did they already do the petition
Nah,
at that point?
it was
No,
before
no, no,
that.
no.
It was before. It was before he went to England or whatever. At least I
Yeah.
think it was.
And he wasn't out yet, and he obviously didn't.
No, he wasn't
do-
out because we said
Yes.
oh, but if he came out, he could. I said if he came out tomorrow, he would sell out Scotiabank.
So that's
no
the
problem.
thing. That's the thing. And that if, I don't even remember if I disagreed with that or not. But if you bake in the fact that he's fresh from prison, he hasn't done any performances in North America or the rest of the world for the most part, the Western world. If you bake that in, like I was tripping. I should have, yeah.
That was the point I made. It was like, yeah, with the fresh out hype. You know? Like that's
now. But now there's a conversation if he could sell that out in 5 years. I don't know. But now I'm hating, so never mind.
I think if he, I don't know. I think he's one of those legendary acts.
Huh?
He's one that, like, Vybz' discography is so big. He's one of those legendary acts that, like, he could, I think.
Yeah, I hope.
And his music is timeless.
Listen, if
Like, Rapping Shop is still going like it's 2009 again. Like,
now it's cool. Neo came on day 2. And
oh, yeah?
They did Miss Independent medley with Romping Shop.
well, I didn't know that. That's crazy. I know he brought out Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim.
Day 2, a lot more people I think came out.
You know
Day
why?
2
Because
than
Vybz
day
was
1.
tired, man.
Wait, doesn't he have like Graves' disease or something like that? Like,
Vybz was tired. Yeah, facts. But the
Yeah.
day 1, like just based on the footage that I seen, he looked like way more energetic. Day 2, he let the guests bring him home. But regardless, like, you know, we had Tresor's twin crying over there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
21 Savage?
He's talking about Safari.
Oh. Oh, God.
I was
Safari.
gonna say they don't let Diddy sign at those anymore.
he-
but-
I'm screaming.
Okay. But no, I was lucky hating. That's funny.
yeah, too many.
You got a
Too
lot
many
of them.
doppelgangers, fam.
But you know, this is the part about like being halfway cool with celebrities that pisses me off. Cause it's like when I see people, it's love. But I don't get invited to things. If y'all had a booth at Barclays for Vybz Kartel, invite me. I would have went.
Who would you get the invite from? Safari?
Yeah.
Are y'all that cool?
We talked pretty regularly.
That's dope.
And like if he sees me, cool.
Are you
but
crying too in the thing?
I wouldn't have cried, no, but
You cocky longer than me night.
I definitely wouldn't have cried, but that definitely would have been
Don't do that again.
that would have been a very fun show.
Yeah, it looked amazing, man.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I could pull some strings for the Breezy Bowl with those connections.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, okay, so but before we get there though, so Vybz was on the Breakfast Club, and I think I misheard him, and I thought he said if I walk outside right now, then more people would notice me than if it was Sean Paul. He was on the Breakfast Club in New York, and he said that.
Sean Paul right now, too?
Yeah, so let's just assume it's America, it's New York. Do you guys agree?
Right now,
Yes.
Sean Paul
Today.
Today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Today, sure.
Today, I would say yes because one, Sean Paul's signature look was the braids, and he doesn't have it anymore. He kind of just looks like a regular Trini man.
Literally. I saw Sean Paul in Jamaica at Carnival, and I was like, people were like, oh, Sean Paul. I was like, I was like, where?
He looks like Patel.
Where?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what the hell? Okay, that is your fucked.
And also, plus because the news of Vybz being out is
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
His promo run looks so. I'm so happy for him. Seeing his
Yeah.
promo
Yeah.
run.
And also, Vybz Kartel has a very specific look. Like Sean Paul looks like a lot of other people, so I think it could be easy to miss him. So I would say yeah. Today, yeah.
And Trey, I'll send you the clip so maybe because
Both at their peak, though?
both
Sean
of them-
Paul's winning.
Nah,
Sean Paul-
Sean Paul
no,
got
Paul's
it, bro.
taking
Yeah. Because Sean Paul really might be the not even might be. He's the biggest.
I'm pretty sure
like,
he is the highest selling Jamaican artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's sniffing what he was doing.
Sean Paul was
Oh my
like
God.
Sean Paul at his prime.
Because I didn't listen to, like, growing up, I was just listening to hip hop, R&B.
Someone
like,
give it to our
you mean?
girls.
But I was yeah, there you go. But I was forced to listen to dancehall because of Sean Paul. Like,
Sean like that was like arguably.
White people were getting into
Yeah.
it.
Now I was gonna say that crossed over into like
Oh, what do you mean,
pop.
arguably?
Sean Paul
It
was like,
100%
I remember my white family members like listening to Sean Paul.
the
Like,
first
family
CD
from-
my brother ever bought was Dutty Rock.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sean Paul had a
I think people sleep on it too. Like
Yeah.
people don't give Sean Paul like his flowers. Like,
At all.
Don't.
Sean
Don't.
Paul
It
had
kinda
a
sucks.
run.
He
a
deserves it.
serious run.
And he's still going. He's not as popular, but he's still going.
He does like legacy tours.
Yeah.
now.
And he had that one song a few years ago that rang pretty big. But he's kind of like Pitbull now, where he does like these pop EDM crossover
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but
The bag's probably crazier.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, that's why it just sounded wild to me when he said it. And again, I got corrected. Suppose he's maybe meant Jamaica, but regardless, you guys still have Vybz over Sean Paul.
Today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even in Jamaica.
yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's killing shit. Big up Vybz, man. This
said
is his
before?
years. Huh?
What'd you say?
Big up Vybz.
Before that?
He's killing shit. Oh shit! No pun intended.
I
Fuck.
was gonna say that's crazy.
Nah. He beat
Okay.
that. He beat that.
But he said he's on some killer shit. I'm like, come on, man.
He's in New York, but he's only having chopped cheese.
He needs to get his Canada visa.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Drake slapped him with an OVO chain.
Slap him with a visa.
Very heavy. And I don't think it was a very bigger owl compared to other owls I've seen
Make the
other
call, Drake.
people get.
Oh yeah,
So he got the good chain.
You got like a solid owl, like a thick owl.
a real one.
And other people
That-
got
you were
what?
subtweeting a couple OVO somethings in Toronto with that one.
I did.
Yep.
When did I
said you
substitute?
are. He
There's
said you
no-
are.
Oh, yeah, currently. No shade. No
There's,
shade.
there's, there's definitely some frailer OVO pendants.
Yeah.
I've seen
A
some
little
ones that
hollower.
are smaller
Clink clink.
than Vybz. Like
Yeah.
Vybz, it sounded heavy when it hit the other chain. It's a clunk. I said, okay, that is a Drake gave him the premium owl.
But I heard the reason he can't come to Canada is because supposedly he already had like an American visa and a UK visa, and he just like reinstated it after his charges got dropped, or he beat the case or whatever will happen. But Canada would just have to be a new process
I'm sure
because he
he
never
can-
been here.
Like they could pull those strings.
Drake could pull the strings.
That's
Drake
what I'm
got Chris
saying.
Brown here.
Yeah, facts.
They denied Chris Brown all the way
And Lil
up.
Wayne.
And Lil Wayne. They denied
Gucci.
Chris. Yeah, literally. They denied Chris Brown literally up until him and Drake were good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Drake's on it.
He could deal with.
I
with
think
the
Drake will
Vybz
pull
Kartel
strings.
visa,
That's so
bro.
much power. Fuck. God,
I think he would pull strings. People are like speculating that the OVO chain on Vybz is that Drake is going to do OVO Fest.
Oh, yo,
Ooh.
Shit.
So he's gonna do wireless with him and then come back and do OVO here.
I mean,
That'd be crazy.
or he's gonna bring him to OVO Fest.
like he would bring Vybz to OVO Fest.
And that he would be one of the days.
I guess.
That'd be.
That'd be hard.
That'd be legend.
I think it would be, but I don't know if that would make
Caravan
sense.
or-
Like, I don't know if they would do that where it's
Why?
like Drake and Vybz at wireless and then Drake and Vybz at OVO.
Two different continents.
Yeah, but I feel like they'd want like the moment to be more special. Like if that was the plan, I feel like they wouldn't do wireless together.
It's like a month apart though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Wireless is July. OVO is usually Caribbean weekend, which is August. Also, London versus Toronto. Not everyone from Toronto is going to pick up and go to London.
Yeah, no.
So regardless, that show.
I just mean in terms of the spectacle, because whenever that happens, like the press, like the media,
for sure.
is
But
gonna-
then Drake will be the one that brings Vybz Kartel to Canada for the first time for the first OVO Fest in what 2-3 years.
yeah, I hope it happens. I hope so.
But
that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
And then our clip is gonna circulate again.
yeah, right.
See, you guys said that.
Yeah. And I mean that would be a great play. I don't see the issue with him doing wireless with Vybz on one night and then him giving Vybz his own night at OVO Fest here. Especially if but my thing is why like that is like low hanging fruit. If it's first time in Toronto and Toronto is Drake City quotations, why would it not?
He would need his own night though. It could.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
that's what I was gonna say. And even that, if I'm Vybz Kartel's team, I don't know if I would want my first show to be a part of someone else's
Facts.
show. Like I'd be trying to make as much bread as possible. I want my own show where I'm getting all the money from these.
Because we
people.
just said he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
So,
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I mean, does he need Drake's help to get into Canada? Then
Oh yeah, kind of yeah. Scratch
But-
my
but
back, I'll
so-
scratch yours.
But
Yeah.
you gave him the OVO chain already. Unless he does a show before that and then comes back for
maybe.
We got OVO Fest in Veld, eh? That's it.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to festivals.
Yeah.
And then
I'm like thinking
It used to
other-
be Digital Dreams back in the day. You remember
I
that?
remember
Yeah, you
Digital
remember.
Dreams.
I remember Digital Dreams. Yeah.
Oshiega, yeah.
Oshiega.
Oh, that's in
Okay,
Montreal
okay,
though.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You talking about Canada? Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have a festival in Vancouver?
Calgary
I swear they
Stampede.
do.
That's a festival too. No?
Calgary Stampede.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
That's
kinda-
white people's
Kind of
Veld.
turned into.
No,
Oh,
wasn't
no.
Bryson Tiller there the other time?
They're trying to nigify it a little
Oh,
bit.
they do that? Like they be having people perform and stuff?
I think so.
Oh,
I'm
I
pretty
thought they
sure
would
Bryson-
have like Headley performers.
I could have swore there was one in Vancouver.
Green Day.
Bro, nobody cares about
Like
no
a
Vancouver.
random- it was like a random
Listen,
festival.
I know you grew up there, or you were born there. Nobody cares about no Vancouver, bro.
People are making that stop in Canada on the tour.
Man, yeah, I guess.
It's the second biggest outside of Toronto.
It had an
No,
NBA
no.
team,
Mon-
Mucho.
Montreal's much bigger.
Way bigger than, more popular than Vancouver.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
Vancouver's nothing. Vancouver's not even a milli, I don't think.
That's not true. That's
no
not
way.
true. Like, hold on.
Yeah. Wait.
That's not true.
I know Vancouver's gonna be on my ass.
Vancouver had a NBA team.
Yeah, but
It's
Montreal.
a major market.
But okay, I'm joking. Vancouver probably has more than a million.
Oh,
but
they actually might not.
what do they have?
As of 2022, they have 700,000.
That is sad.
That is sad.
Montreal shitting on that.
And what does Montreal have?
Montreal definitely
Let me
has
check.
Way more than
1.5, 1.5, something like that.
Yeah, but half of them
Montreal,
don't speak English, so
1.7.
that doesn't count.
1.7. Look
As
at
of 2022.
I knew, but Montreal's a much bigger market than Vancouver. Facts.
Thank
So
you.
why would Montreal not
Under
have
a
a
million people in Vancouver is crazy.
Yeah, bro. Vancouver's irrelevant.
All right, now you're just
Damn.
like, that's not true.
What is there?
Cactus
What do you
Club.
mean?
It's
They
not
use-
irrelevant,
But literally,
but
what
it's
is there, though? Be
below.
for real.
It's
They
definitely
Name me
below.
like people that like
No,
that
and
are sick
Vancouver,
that came from Vancouver.
on the west, on the same way that people use Toronto as the New York backdrop for movies, they use Vancouver on the west coast.
Vancouver's beautiful though. It's just nothing happening.
Like there's a lot of media out there.
So why
This'll
so why
prove
do
it,
artists
like,
only go
it-
to Toronto and Montreal when they come to Canada?
They don't though.
When have you heard someone go to Vancouver?
Nah, they do. They
I
do.
think people go to
All right,
Vancouver.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
I've heard
relax.
that.
Let's relax. I think
Yeah,
Beyonce
yeah.
went to Vancouver for her
Yeah,
tour.
yeah, people definitely go to
people do
Vancouver.
go to
All right,
Vancouver.
all right.
Even Taylor Swift went to Vancouver. Yeah, she went to
Yeah,
Vancouver first, came to
If we
Toronto.
don't get seriously paged, then
Yeah.
people don't go to
No, but my thing is Taylor Swift, I'm almost positive, and correct me if I'm wrong, Taylor Swift had shows in Vancouver before Toronto.
Yeah,
Like sure,
Like
if-
Toronto
if-
was like her, for some reason
That's
she
just
kept
because
skipping.
Vancouver was on the way. That's
If
it.
we want to put, I don't have a problem putting Montreal over Vancouver, but Vancouver's
Facts.
probably third then.
yeah, we'll
in
give
terms
third
of
what?
in terms of
third most
markets.
relevant city in Canada.
Do you remember when they were trying to make
So
Edmonton
Toronto,
a thing?
Montreal, Vancouver?
I'll give it.
Yeah.
I'll give y'all that. Yeah.
I don't know. The Stampede's coming up.
Calgary?
What? Calgary before Vancouver?
They
I
may
don't
even
know.
Now we're
No,
being
no,
ridiculous.
no.
Edmonton
Now
may
we're
even
tripping.
pop
If
up
they
before
big up
Calgary.
the Calgary Stampede enough,
Now we're being
Okay.
ridiculous.
Well,
Nope.
Are you being serious?
We're being
I mean,
ridiculous.
if they turn the Calgary Stampede into a crazy music festival hotspot,
Vancouver had an NBA team.
how many years ago?
We are discounting
years.
this.
Isn't Calgary Stampede like Boots and Hearts?
no.
I think
Oh,
that's-
sorry. It's the same vibe.
Yeah, like
Nah,
isn't
nah,
it
it's-
Luke Bryan band?
Not
Like,
anymore.
They have been trying to add more diversity to it because low key, Calgary and Edmonton have a decent amount of black people.
Are
You know what I
they
mean?
far away from you?
Yeah, a couple hours away, but like when the two biggest cities in Alberta, they have a decent amount of black people, so they got to cater to them.
Who
now.
was there?
And
I'm
it's a
trying
new
to think.
development because Africa's been coming recently.
That's where they need to be sending people. Stop sending people to Ontario. Send them to like Alberta and
Yeah,
Saskatchewan.
yeah,
and
them
over.
type of
Facts.
places.
Businesses out there.
That's where they've been sending a lot of Ukrainians though to like them prairies and shit.
It was CeeLo Green.
Okay.
Are you just naming people that have been in Vancouver recently?
No, this Calgary Stampede.
Oh yeah, see, yeah.
Exactly.
I swear,
CeeLo
Bryson
Green.
Tiller. Am I wrong? Was it something else he did in Vancouver or in Calgary? I swear it wasn't Bryson Tiller. Was
Nah,
there?
you're just thinking because you saw someone with a dad hat over there.
No, it was. I don't remember. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Breezy Bowl. You said you're trying. I mean, did we talk about
We
Breezy
talked
Bowl?
about
We
Breezy
did
Bowl
talk about it.
before, yeah.
All I was saying was I'm trying to pull the like celebrity card for Breezy Bowl. too.
Oh, I'm absolutely.
So
I'm
let's
not saying the
just-
question. I will absolutely be
So-
there.
I'm trying to pull
So
it.
I don't know if you guys want to talk more about the stadium, but I've just been looking at what he's been able to pull off, right?
He added a second night, by the way,
In Toronto, right?
which
We're
is
talking about Toronto
insane
specifically.
because that's a 50,000 person stadium.
100,000.
And that's what y'all resellers get.
True. Yeah. Now they're gonna lose money. They're gonna
Yeah.
lose.
That's
lose
what
their
y'all
shirt.
resellers get. You're too greedy. Now you have to hold the $700 ticket that you didn't want.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
Okay.
to try to peddle it for a bill $50 at the door.
They deserve everything they
Losing all
got.
types.
Yep.
So I have a question that's a little hot. The fact that he pulled off the stadium tour, the fact that he's still musically relevant after 20 years, the 20-year anniversary of Chris Brown just dropped. Is he probably like the most successful R&B artist of all time?
Who do you count as R&B?
Okay, come on.
I think
Usher.
his only competition is Usher. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
No, not
Nah,
Bieber,
I'm not
bro.
counting. He
This
has,
is what I'm
there's-
saying. Who
No,
counts as
not
R&B?
Bieber.
Justin Bieber has
Don't piss
I
me
wouldn't
off,
count
man.
him as R&B.
Javon Bieber, but he's still Justin Bieber. He's still pop.
Yeah, and we're
He's
not,
not an
we're not
R&B
including The
artist.
Weeknd either.
Okay, so only Usher.
Realistically, Usher would be his only.
It'd be like
competition.
Usher,
It's not Trey
Bryson
Songz.
Tiller,
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
R.
no,
Kelly.
he's not.
Kelly.
ooh, Brent Fayez,
Wait, these are the only R&B artists you can name?
Brent Fire.
No, just in the history
Daniel
of R&B.
Caesar. Oh, in the hit. I think meant right now.
Of all time.
Oh,
Is he the most successful R&B artist of all time?
Yes,
Well, I
Mucho.
mean-
Yeah, he is. I've thought
Well,
about
we
this.
gotta-
Yeah, I think
Wow.
he is. Yeah,
Well,
he
we
is.
gotta look back in the day at like, do
Yeah.
we count those soul dudes as R&B?
Genuine
like,
or
like,
whatever.
What, like Luther
like
Vandross?
Teddy Pendergrass?
Like,
No.
Teddy Pendergrass.
Remember, he's talking about successful.
Well,
He
honestly,
definitely
like
is.
even if you want
Think you
to,
need to let it go.
even if you want to include them, no, even if you want to include them, because I don't think that's.
I don't know. Does Chris Brown have a love TKO?
He doesn't.
Looks
But
like another love TKO.
good song.
Good. Song.
Great song.
Yeah. Does Chris Brown have a sitting by the dock of the bay?
Is that R&B? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying,
that's
I'm reaching,
That's
but-
blues.
all I'm
Like,
saying is, regardless, even if you want to count those people and how culturally
realistically,
relevant they are, like
Damn.
It would be
Is he not
Usher.
the
Chat
most-
GPT didn't even name him.
he didn't.
I
he didn't
said,
Chris
who
Brown?
would be considered the best R&B male singers
Not the
of all
best, the most successful.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not talking about who makes the best music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is the
sorry.
most successful R&B artist of all time?
Chris Brown.
It's Chris Brown, yeah.
It's Chris Brown.
Now, listen, I need you guys to put up a fight for Usher now, or else they're gonna
The
kill us.
only thing I can say with Usher is this could be kind of revisionist history because Usher is older now. We have to put Chris Brown at his peak versus Usher at his
I
peak.
think Usher has a higher peak.
Actually, I don't know.
Okay, now success, we're talking Chris Brown is now brought into the mix.
Usher's probably sold more records though than Chris Brown.
I think
sure.
I think I've seen it and it's
Yes.
even, but
Even.
I would think it's not even close because
'Cause-
Confession's
but-
one of the best-selling projects of all time.
facts.
Yeah.
But he had like 4 albums that sold a lot. Like Chris Brown he's dropped a bunch of stuff.
Does Chris Brown have a diamond album?
And it's
No,
a different
no, no, no,
time.
Wait, hold on.
He doesn't have an album that sold anything close to Confessions.
Confession's
We
not-
have to give this to Usher. He has
Yeah.
a diamond R&B album. You know how
Yeah.
hard that is.
Yeah.
This is a big success metric though, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think Usher has a higher peak. But when you add in that
Confessions
Chris Brown
is diamond, man. Holy.
is still musically relevant,
Yeah, and doing stadiums.
doing stadiums. And what's that song that just dropped? That's like doing major noise too.
The Mutt remix?
They're kind of total records. Usher, it says, according to ChatGPT, Usher's over 150 million records sold globally. Chris Brown is 150 records sold worldwide. It's
close, right?
So they're not that far off.
Yeah.
So I
When did Usher
mean,
debut?
I don't know, man.
What do you count as Chris Brown's peak though?
Chris Brown's peak? Oh, it's probably right before the incident with Rihanna. It's probably around there.
so
he
what
was,
is that?
So he was like
Exclusive?
19.
When he
I
was
thought
on-
it was like after, like during his Fame album when it dropped.
No.
Look at me
It
now.
looked like he was like Michael Jackson trajectory. Like after
Yeah.
Forever and he was getting in his pop bag and stuff. And
With
he
you,
still-
when With You was a
yeah, like
That was
that.
before Rihanna, right?
That was before. It was like
Yeah.
right before. I think like end of 2008, early 2009. That was like Chris Brown's.
When
it
he
looked
was
like
on
his
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah, it looked like his trajectory. And he was at the. Wasn't he supposed to be performing at the Grammys? I don't know, but
happened that weekend, didn't it?
yeah. So I don't know if he was supposed to perform, but his trajectory was looking like Michael Jackson, right?
It was probably like damn 90 degrees. He was a rocket.
Yeah, and so
I don't know, man.
even despite that, I don't know.
I think I would say Chris Brown, but it's not like as easy of a debate because Usher,
and it was Residuals, my fault. That song that just dropped. That's pretty. It's
Yeah.
doing pretty numbers.
I hate
Usher,
that song.
like
Usher's been around for like 30
Mid-2000s.
years though, you know?
Yeah, for
No,
sure.
but like,
No.
how long is like he's not musically relevant right now.
but
He
he's
did the Super
still
Bowl.
doing tours. He just did
He's
the
a
Super
legacy
Bowl.
act.
The
He's a
legacy
legacy
thing.
act.
He's a
Like, I'm
legacy
talking
act.
about like
People are not. Okay, but my thing is like, let's keep it real. You're not going to an Usher show to hear anything on the new album that just dropped.
No,
you're
but
going to the
Usher's-
Usher show to hear Confessions.
Yeah,
you're going to
but-
an Usher show to hear Here I Am.
But
or
Usher is also like 50.
yeah. I'm saying
he's not 50.
When's the
Or he's
last
in
time
his
he's,
Usher
40s.
he's
had?
probably close to 50. So
He's in his 40s.
how long do you think his reign was? Like, if you think it was from 8712, I forgot what that album's called. Like, if you go,
What'd you say?
I forgot the album's called 8712 or some shit. I'm
Isn't it
forgetting.
8901?
His
There you go,
debut
8901. There you
Came
go.
out in 94.
It was some type of 4-digit
My
pin code.
Way.
Yeah,
You're
if
going for that.
If you start from there, so like late 90s,
8701. Sorry, go
if you start from there, late 90s to maybe early 2010s,
8701.
Yeah.
that's his reign, right?
Yeah.
Chris Brown
So
already
that's like
exceeded
damn
that.
near 30 years.
How? That's 20 years.
No, yeah.
That's less than 20 years.
something years.
Late 90s to mid 2010s. I think the last Usher hit was probably Climax with Rick Ross.
And that was 2012.
That's probably the last time he had a hit.
So
for
My
real.
Way came out in 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 8701
But-
came out in
So that's a 15-year run, and Chris
But-
Brown's on 20.
2001.
Yes. But we can't act like Chris Brown has been on fire this whole time. He hasn't.
There was
Chris
a
Brown has
lull or
been
two.
Chris Brown he's made a resurgence, so we're acted like he's been, but he hasn't. Chris Brown has had some years where he was
You know
ice
who low
cold.
key? You know low key who brought him back? Drake
Who?
brought him back still with no guidance.
He was
looking.
No,
He was looking shaky for a little bit.
No.
Chris
He was
Brown,
looking shaky
okay,
before
one
no
thing
guidance.
Hold on, wait. One thing I will say about Chris Brown is, yes, Chris
No.
Brown. Hold on, time out. Chris Brown was on a very arguably 90-degree trajectory before the Rihanna incident. Then he plummeted. But Chris
Then he
Brown
dropped Deuces.
Yes, but I'm saying
back.
Chris Brown has done a very good job of doing peaks and valleys in a very steady state.
Okay,
Yo,
fair
he'll
enough.
keep
Very
on.
steady. He'll stay in the middle. He'll drop, but he'll come up. He's been very steady roller coaster.
Because before,
And he's been riding it because he would have She Ain't You and he would have Fire China. Then he would dip.
Yeah.
Then he would have Look at Me Now, whatever. He would
would
dip.
dip,
He would
yeah.
have Loyal, da-da-da. He would dip.
Yeah,
He would have
that's
New
what-
Flame.
that's what I'm
Look at
saying.
what you're
Chris
naming, though.
Brown,
That's impressive to-
Because
Yeah, those
before,
are bangers.
because before,
Never went longer than 3 years
Correct.
without dropping a full album either.
Because correct me if I'm wrong. Before No Guidance, what's it called? Go Crazy.
No, Go
was
Crazy's
out.
after.
Was
No, I don't
Go
think
Crazy's
so.
after. Go Crazy's COVID. No Guidance was 2019. Go
that?
Crazy's
So
the year
when
after.
was Loyal?
Loyal?
Way before.
Loyal was
Like
like
2012.
2012.
Loyal was 2014.
No,
2014. Oh, my bad.
Loyal was
2014.
not 2014 either. I was not in high school.
Yeah,
when Loyal
bro,
came
that-
out.
2014 was it was on X, which came out in 2014.
Yeah, that's an old song, man.
So yeah, so I guess that period between then and No Guidance, Chris Brown wasn't really pop, like he wasn't
Yeah.
booming like
Yeah.
that. But also, I don't know if you could say Drake brought him back because Chris Brown carried that song.
Yeah, sure.
So
But I don't know. But
Yeah,
regardless,
okay,
like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like a headline collab
Yeah.
because like,
because they
But
stopped the
okay,
beef.
don't get me wrong.
But it
I
was
love
the
Drake,
song.
but you're not gonna give Drake the he brought Chris Brown back. Like no, Mucho.
No. It wasn't because
Come
of the
on,
songs, 'cause they
Mucho.
stopped
Chris
the
Brown
beef.
low-key,
carried that
It
song.
helped. It helped.
it kind of helped. It was a headline because they were beefing, whatever. Like, and then they're together again. Like, it was a big story.
It showed
It
that
helped,
he can mend the situation.
But he didn't bring Chris Brown back. Chris Brown didn't go anywhere.
He lobbed him one. He lobbed him one with that one.
No, man.
Saying he brought Chris Brown back is insane.
Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but he threw him a lob for that
Well,
song.
of course, anything Drake touches, you're throwing
But he
somebody a lob.
needed it at that point. He needed it.
He needed it?
Cause look at it. Wasn't he shaking it a little bit before No Guidance?
Heartbreak to the Moon, Royalty, and
Look at
X.
the singles before that, and I don't think you'll notice many of them.
I don't
was,
know.
This is at least my read of the situation in
the grass
2019.
ain't greener, party, privacy, pills and automobiles,
yeah.
and questions
He was-
and tempo.
I mean,
Questions
Pills and,
was a
Pills and
banger.
Automobiles was pretty big.
Yeah, Pills and Automobiles was one. Yeah.
And that was 2017.
So yeah, it was like a year.
Party also was a big song.
Fine
Fine
by Me, Back to Sleep, Zero.
Back to sleep.
Grass Ain't
Liquor.
Greener was a good song too.
Back to Sleep was also a banger.
good, but it wasn't a hit.
These are
Was that-
filler,
yeah.
like hold you over.
That was like a cult hit, I guess. Then no?
Yeah, you like
Freaky
Grass Ain't-
Friday was also that dumbass track.
Freaky
that was
Friday with Lil Dicky.
Yeah,
that was
Dicky.
2017, no?
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I mean, like I said, he didn't.
Yeah, low key, he keeps a hit.
He
keeps
does.
a low
I'm saying
one.
he's been on a very steady trajectory of up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
All right, so I asked the question that I thought was gonna be super hot, but you guys all agree?
I don't know if I have full.
King of R&B.
Like I thought that was a scorching
Well,
question.
the king of R&B is in jail, rightfully so.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, right.
That's
I don't know. I'm just- yeah, I'm not-
The king of R&B is in jail. Simple
You know-
as that. He is a nasty man, but he is still musically genius.
And I'm not saying king of R&B because then we're talking
Yeah,
about
that's
quality and
different.
shit.
Yeah,
He's just
that's
talking
All
about
I'm
most
saying is
successful.
most successful R&B artist of all time.
I don't know, man.
That's it. All right.
Even,
Christopher Maurice Brown.
even King, I'll even go watch Trapped in a Closet as an adult.
I want to say,
ridiculous.
like, I want to say Chris Brown, but I'm leaning more towards Usher.
Most successful of all time.
We'll
It's
let the people
hard.
call it.
I'm leaning towards Usher.
It would have to be, it'd have to be Usher. But the thing is, the stadium tour is throwing me.
Yeah, no R&B artist has ever done that.
No. And 50K is more than Rogers Center. It's a 50,000 person stadium he's selling out 2 nights.
Oh, because he's in North York or whatever.
Yeah, because
Oh, okay,
it's
okay.
a new, also,
Oh,
they did
yeah,
a really
yeah,
good, terrible job of communicating that. This is a new venue.
Yo, yeah.
This is not
There's
where
gonna be some people that drive to
Rogers
Rogers.
Center.
No, the thing is, so I won't lie. When my homegirl's looking at tickets, I'm looking at the map and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This is not the layout. It was throwing me. I'm like, yo, this is not the Rogers Center layout. Like, I'm so confused. Like, yo, it's the Rogers Stadium. Like, what the fuck? It's not even built yet. And it's a 50,000 capacity stadium.
Didn't we
the
say that-
whole ground is floor.
Didn't we say that last time that he's gonna be the first show there?
No. It's I I think Coldplay, Blackpink, and someone else.
They love to put Coldplay somewhere.
Yeah. They're before.
They wanted to open that.
But
with
he
white
will be
man
the
for sure.
first black act, I'm pretty sure.
They stay sneaking venue. This is how I felt when I seen everybody at Coca-Cola Coliseum. I was like, where the hell is this?
Yeah, where is that?
Yeah.
Like,
Where's
But
that
you don't
from?
remember when it was called the Rico? The Rico Coliseum?
I don't remember
that. Name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah.
If you drive on the Gardner, you see
But
it.
then when I saw like Coca-Cola Coliseum and then I saw the inside and it was packed because I think I saw A Boogie was there.
A Boogie, yeah.
And it was
That-
dumb
oh
packed.
my God,
and I was
yeah.
like, where is this? Because this doesn't look like
Yeah.
Scotiabank.
Yeah.
Some Coca-Cola. What?
Yeah, so I think, I don't know. It's still Usher for sure, like Usher, but I won't lie. A stadium tour as an R&B artist. Okay, he has Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker. So what?
Yeah, that
But
don't,
like,
that don't matter.
I don't
Come
think
on.
that's
Oh,
a
Summer Walker is.
so
show that,
what?
I didn't know Summer Walker was on it too.
Yeah.
Summer Walker.
She's pretty big. She's not SZA level, but she's like,
She's the
She's
right
two.
under
She's
SZA.
two.
yeah, she's number two.
As an artist, yes. As a performer, no.
No, but
No.
sometimes
But
you just
people
need to be
would
a big
still-
draw.
yeah, people would
The
still
name,
go.
yeah, the draw.
I don't know.
And Bryson Tiller ain't chump either.
I'm not saying them Trump,
That's
but
a
I'm
stacked
just saying.
lineup. I did not
That's
know
a
that they were the
fantastic
own
tour.
owners.
That's a
Wow.
great
Yeah, Bryce,
lineup.
but they're only doing the or Summer Walker's only doing the U.S. leg or the North American leg, I think.
okay.
But my point
Alright,
is,
that's us.
it's still like
See, you Toronto woman ride her out, yo.
I like Summer Walker, but am I gonna pay for the Walker show? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
And I
not
guess
me.
we can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
but I
been
mean,
beating this.
we also like there's videos circulating of Chris Brown having a very friendly
I saw this.
interaction with Karrueche. And this video has been circulating now on my timeline. And a lot of the rhetoric is, I don't understand why y'all are still trying to fight the fight of him being an abuser because the woman that he abused is cool with him now. That rhetoric to me is stupid.
It's awful, yeah.
But like,
You're saying woman plural?
What do you mean?
The woman that he abused plural?
Basically, people are saying, listen, like he was cool with Rihanna,
Oh, okay.
he's cool with Karrueche. So if the women that he has been
They
abusive
forgave
to,
him, why
if
can't
they
you?
forgave him, why are y'all still holding
they're
up
saying.
this? You know what I'm saying? And me as someone who still goes to Chris Brown shows and listen to Chris Brown, I still find that rhetoric stupid.
Yeah.
Why?
Because what do you mean? An
no, I'm
abuser,
not arguing with you, I'm
someone who's regardless, someone who's abused someone has still done something to someone. Whether that person forgave them, you still had done that act.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's not, yes, she can forgive you, whatever, but like that doesn't change someone's moral compass.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Like if, for example, if my best friend's boyfriend smacks her
Right.
and she takes him back, I still know that fact about him.
I think the only
You know what I mean?
difference
So-
though in that situation is, and I think this is what the people who argue that try to say. I'm not saying I'm saying it. I'm saying the people that argue this try to say is that example that you gave, you have a personal connection to that person. If your friend's boyfriend smacks them up, you are inclined because you are connected. We don't know Chris Brown. You know, we don't know Rihanna, we don't know Karrueche. So people are like, if you don't know these people, why are you upset at a situation for where the actual people involved seem to have resolved it than you as someone who is outside? I don't think people are saying that you shouldn't have opinions. I think they're probably more talking to the people that feel like very strongly about the situation where it's like, yo, these people don't know you. I think that's what they're trying to say.
Yeah, I get that.
And
but
I get it, but you can still feel like, yeah, what he did was wrong and like
I
this is
don't
a
want to
bad
support
thing
him,
to
and
do.
that's up to you, 100%.
Okay.
But I don't think like
But I don't think I would tell someone like, oh my God, girl, get over it. Rihanna's good with it. Karrueche's good with it. They're all laughing with him. Like, it doesn't matter if he's an abuser or not.
Right.
Yeah, to me, like, if they make up with him, that doesn't change my opinion on the fucked up things he did. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
but
I mean, he
it's
still did
a
something
dumb
messed up.
yeah, but I think two
This
things
is coming from someone who went to his concert.
Yeah, I think two things can be true. You could think what he did is wrong and still like his music and want to go to his concert.
That's the life I'm living.
Yeah.
Separating the art from the artist.
I do a really good job at that. I don't know if it's a
Do
good
you?
thing.
Do you?
But
I still listen to Kanye.
Yeah.
He's
Yo, I can't
bugging.
lie.
Doesn't he have an album out? I ain't seen
you know what?
nothing.
That's the album about World
I heard a
War
couple
III.
snippets.
Yo, you know how I know I just ain't shit because he has that World War III snippet and it's fire to me.
Are you
It's so
serious?
World War
Was that the Hitler one?
Wait.
Yeah, it's so fire to
Is that
me.
the Hitler one?
Yes.
Wait,
And he's using hard ERs.
Wait, you
and
can't
stuff.
say that word?
I can't stop playing it.
YouTube.
I'm a fucking nigger.
Hey,
That's what he says in the song.
I can't stop playing
He
that song.
harmonizes hard ERs and the Germany guy.
It's so catchy, but of course I would never play it outside or anything.
I heard a few snippets from some other songs. He still knows how to chop up a sin.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to be honest, one thing about me,
Yeah, I want to
I'm
know
always
your
gonna
reaction
listen to old Kanye. Always.
See, but
Yeah, I'll listen to new Kanye.
Always. I didn't even know he made that song, so maybe I'm tapped. But
on that. You didn't know he made that?
I don't know what that song is. I've never heard that song in my life.
Yeah, that's
But you know
good.
he made
Should
a
we-
World War III album. Like, that's all themed.
isn't the
that way.
album called
No.
Bully?
Pardon me?
I think
I
Bully
swear
got,
the album's called Bully.
man, it's hard to
isn't it?
keep up. He had a visual album called Bully, I think, but
Yeah.
he's dropping.
Preacher Man.
I don't know. I think when it comes to Kanye, I will always listen to old. Kanye was my favorite rapper of all time. I'm not listening to old Kanye West. It's impossible.
Yeah, man, we don't know these people. Like one stream's not gonna change anybody's life. Enjoy.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know Vultures 2 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be real. I'm not super tapped into new Kanye. He's lost me since Donda 2, so I don't.
Same. But his original
Yeah.
discography is like,
unbeatable.
like what are we talking
Best
about right
ever.
now?
You know,
I
what I mean?
can't listen to Graduation.
Yeah, because Academics was on a stream, you know, and then this caught a lot of wind because he said Kanye's discography is better than Drake's, and people are like, oh my god, you're the Drake's biggest fan. Don't agree. I think so.
Yeah.
Like no
That,
one, nobody's
Larry
that
Hoover
song's
concert.
Drake's?
Go watch the Larry Hoover concert.
I don't think
That was
that's a
essentially
hot
like a
take.
versus.
Is that a hot take?
I don't
No.
think that's a hot take.
I don't think it is either. But just because people think that Academics is like under Drake and stuff.
Yo,
like
I
that.
listened to Watch the Throne the other day. What?
Best collab album.
That album is
Best
insane.
album of all time.
Or for rappers is the best.
For
collab
rappers.
album.
So.
Watch it throne. That's
Yes.
It's
that's
an
what- that's
amazing
what-
album.
You think so?
Yeah,
You don't like it?
It's good. It's good.
It
It's
sets
good.
the standard
I think it's a
as
great
far
album.
as-
You think it's a
What's
great
its
album?
competition?
What do you mean? What's its competition?
What a
What's the-
time?
What's a collab album that's close to Watch the Throne?
Like me personally, what I
Yes.
prefer.
What a
He's
time?
gonna say like Playboy Cardi and
I was gonna
Yeet.
say-
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Drake
yeah,
or
yeah,
Future?
yeah. He's gonna say super slimy.
He's gonna say
Super
what a time.
slimy.
You're
Super Slimy's better than Watch the Throne.
You're
Stop
something.
it.
You're something else.
I'm gonna Watch the Throne. All
I
right.
rate
He's
the
clip
10
farming.
toes.
No,
Yeah.
because
He's
what
clip
you
farming.
guys listen to Lift Off.
They be
and you-
telling you that a lot in the comments. He's just rage baiting. He's just clip farming.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But I
He
feel
is.
like I've told Clyde that in private before. Like I prefer Super Slimy.
Over Watch the Throne, Mucho.
There's
say
some,
prefer,
there's some
because I-
ass songs on Watch the
He says
Throne.
for free. He doesn't say it's better.
Okay, what are the ass songs? Okay,
Lift Off is awful. The one
It's
that's
not
like
awful.
Yes, it is. There's the one.
Wait, is Lift Off the Beyonce?
Yeah,
one?
It's not a great song. It's not a great
Take
song.
it to the stars.
Well, Beyonce's part is tough. I don't remember the whole song. Beyonce smoked that.
I don't like the Who Gonna Stop Me Now dubstep one.
I like
Why?
that.
I like
I
that
love it.
one.
Goes crazy
The
in the
I
gym.
can't stop.
That's like
a
the
banger.
head. That's like the Project X theme
Yeah.
song.
No,
I liked
that's
it.
him.
Both of them.
Oh,
Both
is it
of
both
them
of
are
them?
good.
I
They're
didn't
both
know they
on
were
Watch
both.
the
Yeah.
Throne.
They're in the
Like-
same veld.
That like that album
Ham
is
is decent, but Ham is them old niggas trying to keep up with the new
The
wave.
slang.
They're trying to keep up with that Lex Luger sound, and
That was hard though.
They're
I don't know
Ham
if you can
was
say
behind
that.
it.
Watch the Throne. I'm putting What a Time
Take shots
over
at
Super
Birdman
Slimy. I
and-
think
That whole, I think, Watch the Throne and Project X are synonymous.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
that's the whole soundtrack.
yeah.
Why else because of that? Just because of that song?
No, like the whole album just matches
the vibe.
the vibe
Yeah,
of,
okay.
Project
of
X.
Project X.
Kind of.
You know what reminds me of Project X? The Party and Bullshit EDM remix. That one.
I didn't.
I don't remember that one.
Am I too specific for y'all?
That was in Guam.
That's the
Yeah, I
the
don't know
Laurier
about
special right there.
Listen, if you played that one, yeah, you
what's
had everybody
next?
partying.
Okay, this one's gonna be a long. Actually, we'll see if it's actually a long topic. But okay, because I had to make notes about this. I was in my old lady bag, and I was watching The View, right? And they had a guest on there. This is my first time learning him. His name is Scott Galloway.
Yeah.
And Scott Galloway is a professor, author. Let me pull it up because I chat GPT'd him. Yes. Okay, hold on. Oh my God. He's an American academic, author, entrepreneur, and media personality. But like, he's really cool. And he has a new book called out. Oh, I forgot what the book's name is. Someone Google it. I don't know.
Looking.
But he has a new book, something about like masculinity and something like that. But I think the book is called Notes on Being a Man, right? So he was on The View, and you guys know what The View is. It's like that. I call it the old lady show, but it is kind of an old lady show. It's like Whoopi Goldberg, Sarah Haynes, Sunny Hostin, Alyssa, whatever.
There's Whoopi Goldberg and 4 white women.
No, one.
I don't know who
Spanish,
those
two?
other women are.
Say
Sunny
what?
Hostin's like Afro-Latina.
Oh, okay.
And I think, whatever. And
they
one of them
diverse?
Spanish, I forgot her name.
They
Regardless.
diversified.
So he went on to say, and he's writing a book about like masculinity and modern masculinity. And he said that men need, or in order to be masculine or whatever, lean masculinity, men need to lean into 3 things. Being a provider, being a procreator, and being a protector.
Okay.
Being a provider is taking an economic responsibility for your household and yourself. And it also means getting out of the way of your partner that may be more of an economic provider than you. So if your partner is more of an economic provider in your household, you have to pick up as a provider in other ways.
Oh, hell yeah.
He said there was a point in his life where his wife was making way more money than he was. So he, as a provider, regardless, out of economic status, he had to provide for his house in other ways, which I completely agree with. He said procreating is actively wanting to mate, actively wanting to attract whatever partner that looks like for you, feeling good in yourself, actively going out and pursuing, looking for intimacy and all those things. He said that 51% of men ages 18 to 24 have never asked a woman out in real life.
I agree.
I believe it.
I agree with that.
Well, I mean, it's not agree, it's a stat.
That's where we're at.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
So he's saying that men have lost the nature of actually going up to a woman and asking her out. But statistic also shows that majority of women crave male attention in real life.
Hell yeah.
I believe it.
Majority of women want to be asked out, want to be pursued, want to be approached with respect and kindness in real life.
They need me. That's how you should feel, yeah.
Yeah. And then also, as a protector, he said that the protector isn't just of your household, people you love. A protector is of society. He was like, a lot of women now don't like being the only woman on subways, cross the street when they see men, don't like men talking to them randomly on the street because men have lost the essence of being protectors of society. He said, well, as a man, being the protector of society means that if you see any group, whether it's trans, LGBTQ, women of color, whatever, if they're being demonized or if they're being, ostracized or put down, it is your job to protect that group of people. Even if you don't agree with it, you don't like it, it's your job to protect society. So you are protecting people who are below you or looked down upon, whether they're minority groups.
So protecting femmes, but not men. Like,
Because I was going to say, so then
What do you mean?
who protects them?
Protects men.
Like, so you have to protect yourself? You have to protect everyone else and yourself?
Well, you can protect other men.
okay,
But you didn't
that
say that.
including
Oh,
men.
so
So
you
just
said
everybody
protect-
else, not
But
just.
he's talking about minority groups in general. But he's saying regardless, it's you protect. It's a societal factor of protection.
But
You
our
would protect other men.
But our main job is to protect, not saying they're lower, but the ones that are below.
Well, he just used it as an example.
People who need
like, people
it,
think,
like-
I'm a
People who
protector
need
of
it.
my house, but people who need it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Who are ostracized from community, who are, discriminated against and things of that nature. It is your job to provide protection around it. So, whether it's being an ally or, supporting an additional third bathroom or whatever that is, it's your job to protect these people's well-being in these communities.
Okay.
But he was also saying that masculinity is not synonymous with being a man. He said that women can also lean into masculinity as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We're giving those 3 factors,
Yes. Yeah.
right? And he's saying also it needs to be okay for men to also lean into femininity if it feels natural to them. And he's saying that femininity isn't necessarily being a woman. It's leaning into things of like being a more nurturer, whatever. He says that a lot of his friends, his male friends, are more feminine, but because they're just more nurturing men than he is.
So women
So then-
nowadays are more in their masculine then?
It's not saying that they're more in their masculine, but he's saying that masculinity shouldn't be tied to only men.
So then if men should be masculine and men should lean into femininity, what's the point of putting titles on anything?
No, he's saying whatever feels natural to you.
Oh.
It doesn't mean that men have to be in masculine. You can find a balance of both.
Yeah.
But like the notes on being a man and masculinity or whatever are those 3 key things.
I get what he's saying, and I don't disagree. I just think it kind of takes away. Like I think there are, like you said, like there's certain, I think just qualities and characteristics that some people just innately don't have. Like they just don't have it in them. And a lot of like quote unquote masculinity is tied to alpha maleness. And I don't think if you're not that, then you're just not a man.
Right.
Cause like even we could break it down section by section. I completely agree that you should be a protector, but what if I can't fight? Now you're telling me I'm not as much of a man because I can't fight.
I don't think it's necessarily about fighting. Like I said, it's about, you know.
No, but protection is a lot. And sorry to cut you off. Protection does have to do a lot with, like you said, if you see someone in an ostracized group helping people, a lot of help is physical when it comes to, when people talk about protection.
Yes and no.
It's seen as physical. If someone is robbing an old lady, you want me to jump in. You don't want me to call the police and wait for them to come jump in.
But protection is also confrontation, though.
Yeah.
I don't think protection is always confrontation either,
sometimes
though.
It
can be, but I think
it can be your presence.
No, and this is the issue. I feel like when it comes to, when we say we want men as protectors, initially women think, oh, we want men to be fighters, and I be walking the street. I don't think that's what it is. I think the whole protection piece is like being a safe space, providing a safe space, whether that is physically or emotionally or intellectually. It's creating a safe space for a woman, a marginalized group, or whatever. Not necessarily, oh, you have to puff yourself and fight everybody in the street.
But the references,
it's being an ally to these safe spaces, protecting spaces for people to exist.
But the references, the references usually used are ones that are physical. Because like we said, and look at all the videos we see on social media. If something's happening to someone, the first thing everyone's going to say is, why didn't someone jump in?
Right.
If I don't feel like I could do anything if I jump in, they're going to call me less of a man because I didn't step in.
Facts.
You know?
And also, some women's safe space are subjective. Like, I could be masculine, but also there are other women who find feminine men more of a safe space than masculine men. So it all depends on the female's like perspective. Am I tripping?
Yes
No,
and no.
No, it was a good point.
No, you're right.
I
you're
mean,
right. the more like if it's like how like a gay dude will be able to like infiltrate like a woman's space easier than like a super manly buff straight dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes that is more of a safe space to them. The feminine dudes.
but I think you're looking at it very surface level.
Am I?
Like when you're saying, like when you say safe space, like what do you mean?
I don't know. Like it's subjective to every individual person.
In regards to that, like when you say like men should be protectors, or like this notion of like protectors and like creating a safe space, like then should it go deeper than just like the surface that like if men are gonna be men, then other men shouldn't even feel comfortable doing certain things where they're creating an unsafe space? Like you're on the subway and like, you know, there's like men wilding out or whatever, and they feel like, you know, a man needs to stand present. Like the fact that there are men that are creating a disruptance like that is indicative that men aren't protecting. Like, is that what you're saying?
I don't even know what you really said.
That was a little confusing. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I don't think. I think what that dude was saying is focusing more on not what as a society should be happening. Is what more you should be doing to be seen as a man.
Okay.
So, and that's why I was kind of like, I don't know, because
what about the 5'3" guy we were talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
You know, like he could probably never assume that he could make a physical, you know, effort to be a protector. But
then on top of that, Zoe, I think some of the things that some people don't take into account is, I think there's a lot of people that want to do these things, but they don't want to, I guess for lack of better words, be embarrassed. Like say if the fight one is the easiest. Say if you're a dude and you see something happening, you want to jump in, but you know that if you jump in and get your ass beat, you're going to get even more shamed than if you did nothing.
Kind of what
so
I'm
you just
speaking
do
to.
nothing. So I think some people have that internal struggle where they would rather just stand by even though they want to help, but they don't think that they can do anything in this moment because they don't want to be seen as less than a man when this dude whoops your ass and still takes the old lady's purse.
I get it.
That's what I was trying to get at, like sort of that.
Yeah. I just think when we hear protector, we automatically go to fighting, but that's not necessarily the case.
I
What's
get that.
protective
I think
to
that's-
you?
Sorry?
What's protective to you?
Well, it's like protector. I mean, to me, it's like a protector of, protector in a grand scheme of like societal protector of like
No, you as an individual, like Zoe said, what do you find in a man that you think is protective nature?
is it creative a safe space for me?
Yeah, but
What does that look like?
does
I was
that
saying, like, there's
include?
details behind it.
What do you mean? I
I
don't
mean,
understand.
like let's say, no, I get it. Like, let's say you have like somebody who's like verbally accosting a woman, right? And you're like, yo, get that guy out of here. You're not doing anything physical. You know what I mean? Like, or even if you tell security, like, yo, that dude's making this woman uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything physical.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
So then
but
it's-
you're still fostering a safe space.
So then
You're
it
still-
depends on the scenario.
Yeah.
Because
but-
then now, what if this dude is verbally harassing the woman standing right beside you and there is no security?
Sure, but
now what are you gonna do?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes it could get physical. Sometimes it could just be emotional intelligence.
I agree.
Like it just,
What were the other ones? It was protector, provider, and
Procreator.
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 Hell
The
yeah.
procreate one?
That's shifty.
Yeah, because it's like, so what? If you're just not really a sexual dude in nature, then you're not as much of a man?
I don't think it's necessarily about like the way he worded it. It wasn't about like the sexual nature, but it was about like
that shit was called procreating. Fam.
yeah. But the way he said it was like actively wanting to like attract and mate.
Yeah, but what if you
Right.
don't
With
like?
the intention of procreating.
Yeah,
Like,
come on.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
I
think
mean,
that's-
he did say that was a controversial take.
Yeah,
he did
it's,
admit
Alright,
that.
so-
it's a slippery. I can see
But
that
I
would be
kind of
slippery
see
too.
that though.
I'll be
with
real.
that as well.
I agree with everything what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it doesn't apply to some dudes, but they're gonna get less of a manly tag than a dude that agrees with all of those things.
Yeah.
And that's life.
When you Google this guy, the hot take that seems to be attached to him is that he says that toxic masculinity doesn't exist.
That's what I was going to get into.
Oh, he
too.
said that?
My bad.
He said-
I didn't know you were
Yeah,
getting there.
thank
It
you.
doesn't exist.
He said
Felt like we were
toxic
doing this for a minute.
masculinity
Oh,
does not
shit.
exist.
Oh, now
what-
we getting spicy.
So
So
what's
he
the
said
like
basically you can be cruel, you can, engage in criminal activity, you can be, I don't know, violent or whatever, but that's not toxic masculinity. That's anti-masculinity. So toxic masculinity does not exist because if you were masculine, you would be all the things that he listed.
So he's essentially giving masculinity a positive connotation.
Yes.
That's what he's trying to do.
Basically, yeah. But his take on modern masculinity.
So
So
those
I'm not
red
mad
pill,
at that though, because he's making, he's
the people that you see, like the
Yeah.
red
Red
pill,
pill, Andrew Tate
the
guys are
violent, they're
anti-masculinity?
anti-masculinity. It's not
Anti-masculinity,
toxic.
yes.
Because he basically saying masculinity can't be toxic because these are 3 positive things you should be as a masculine figure.
So yeah, a lot of this stuff is semantics, which to me
Yeah.
kind of bores me a little bit. But I will say,
You say
like,
border? What?
bores me a little bit.
Oh.
It kind of bores me because we're just asking these definitions of these words.
Right.
But I understand now what he's striving to do. Because if you're telling all these kids, like, come on, be a man, then it has to have a positive spin on it.
Yes.
That's where semantics actually matter.
Yeah.
So if you're actually changing what it means to be a man and to be masculine, and you're putting a spin on it to perhaps being hyper masculine could be good sometimes. If you're trying to get it into that direction, I'm all aboard.
And I think
Yeah.
that's a good direction to put it to because when we go into the, be a man, this and that, then you get into, I don't know if you guys watch Adolescence, but that was a main theme of the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to watch this, are you guys going to watch it?
No.
Okay,
I probably
fine.
won't.
So if you are listening and you want to watch it, skip this. I'm going to spoil it.
Hit
Basically
that
what it
15
is
second skip thing on your audio ring.
yeah,
Skip a minute.
skip a while. But basically, in Adolescence, it's a 12-year-old boy who murders another girl because she rejects his advances and kind of embarrasses him.
Wow.
Yeah, so he kills her.
That's heavy.
And the whole thing is the police come, knocked on his door. It's a whole thing. His parents no. He denies it. It's a whole story about it, but he does actually do it. And they kind of have him on tape through UK CCTV, whatever. And he literally stabs her to death.
Wow.
But my thing is, and the whole thing is, she used to talk about him being an incel. She used to comment
She was putting it online, calling him an
calling
incel,
him an
and all
incel,
these,
question his masculinity. He made advances on her. She didn't want him. She embarrassed things like that. So that also plays into what we're teaching young boys too, right? If someone attacks your masculinity, what are they attacking? And how do you react to that?
Right.
Because
and if being a protector is part of that, then you would never
exactly,
retaliate like that.
exactly.
One of the things that like they're harping on in that show, that stat that they keep repeating, that 80% of women only want 20% of men, you know?
Oh yes, yes,
Remember
yes,
that,
yes,
and that's
yes.
like a thing, like you know, those incel people can kind of get a stat like that, and like that's like what they go off of. Doesn't that lend to the third one, to the procreating thing? Like if they feel like they're being questioned as a man because they couldn't, you know, get like, you know, that they're not a desirable man, like isn't that kind of in line with that?
Well, why would you think that you're not a desirable man?
Because girls don't like you.
And you're not getting positive reactions.
Yeah, you don't get girls.
And those numbers would
But
suggest.
are
that's
you
true.
one of those 51% that ask women out online?
I kind of like how it's not defeatist though, because he's just saying work on it. Then
Yeah.
I kind of like that, man. I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
But nah, because I think a lot of people don't take in that, like, a lot of dudes, it's hard for them to get girls. Like, and they're genuinely trying. Like, I don't think it's as easy as a lot of people think, just because, like, we probably know a lot of dudes that get girls, and like we ourselves like get girls.
Yeah, you can't hang around me if you can't get girls.
I feel him though. I feel him though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's not necessarily, it's not an easy task. You know, some people make it look easy. It's not easy.
No, that's real.
Cause think about the dudes that you like. Say you like one dude, there's probably 50 others that tried to talk to you that you didn't like.
Right.
So if you're in the 50 and you're just always in that group of the ones that don't get the girls, I can see how after a certain point in
But
time.
did you not get the girls? You just not get me.
No, like you repeatedly, like you're trying to get, like what if you're
No,
like,
literally,
yeah,
like-
no, but I'm saying, what if you're like No Neck Ed? You see what happened with him when he was
Yeah.
all mad how like girls don't want short guys, and I've been online dating forever and no one wants to talk to me and I can't get anybody and people laugh at me when I try to talk to them. Like if you're in that group, I can see after a point in time you're like, you know what, I'm done. Like I'm not.
I can't lie. It's like a cool 1% or 5%, whatever you want to say it, where it's like, yeah, bro, you'll never have a chance. It is.
There are some.
There is.
There are
like,
some.
Let's
Well,
just
no,
be
it's
Not
honest.
because of looks, literally because of how you
Like, nah,
interact
yes,
with
There's
it
people.
looks
somebody
too.
for everybody.
It's like the 5'3" guy with the NBA aspirations, though. You know, like you can't really do. There's nothing.
But
really
you see
you
the
can
difference
do.
though. Now you might be the 5'3" dude that will never make the NBA, but that doesn't mean you can never play pro ball. You just might have to go to Iraq or something. You feel me?
That's fact.
So-
That's good. You have to settle.
So you might have to just bring
Get rid
it
of the
down.
word check.
Lower your standards.
You might have to bring it down a bit.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I will say about men. Men are very delusional in like
They
what
are.
they
Oh,
think that
fuck
they can achieve.
Yeah.
So it's like you think you could get that, and that's probably not going to happen. But you might be able to get something
That's real.
more in this realm.
Even No Neck Ed, there's probably a girl out there that
that would
wants
like him,
something.
but he wants
Yeah, he-
Megan Fox or whoever.
If you
know?
shoot for the
Nah,
moon, you will land among the stars.
I don't think everybody lands on the stars,
Not everybody
but
lands on
Yeah.
the
it's a
It's-
good. It's a
Some
good.
people probably
See what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
you're-
think,
you're right.
but I think it does suck in life that, and I think because when we're young, we get taught that like you could do anything you want, you could achieve anything you want, you could get everything as long as you work hard, you could achieve anything.
No.
Sometimes in life, you just don't have it.
And you're
No
dealt a
matter
bad
what
hand.
you do, you just don't got it, and it's never gonna happen for you.
How you work
You have
around
to
it
pivot.
defines your character.
Exactly, you got to pivot. But for this, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So hey, man,
A cool 95, maybe 99% of dudes. Yeah, just you can figure it
you
out.
could find some.
God bless the rest though, man. Y'all, hey,
You
I
could
don't
find
got nothing for you.
It's
somebody.
not looking good if 50% of men haven't like asked a girl out though. You know?
Ages 18 and 24.
Yeah,
But
just,
I could-
but that's
yeah, but
easy.
that's-
Just nut up, man. That's easy.
But I could also see that
Nut
because
up.
of social media.
It means like
Like
man
grow
up.
some.
He's saying man up.
Oh, okay.
But I think that more has to do with social media
It does.
because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you don't really talk in person anymore, anyways.
And I don't think that's a good thing either.
I don't think it's a good
That's
thing.
not.
either.
That's
Should
terrible.
be.
Because then now you're lacking emotional connection. You're lacking human connection.
You're not getting reps.
No, everything is.
I mean, before we start recording this pod, we're talking about how like COVID times, we're still finding new people or whatever. We're still like, you know what I mean, talking to the opposite gender, stuff like that. But maybe because we already entrenched in our ways
Yeah.
and we knew how to move around, right?
Like
but
the
some of these
people growing up.
yeah, some of these people 18 to 24, like a cool 2 years, they were developmentally challenged.
They never had that. Yo, go talk to her, bro.
Yeah, and that's
Never had that.
and like that's their life. Like their idea of game is seeing a girl and then finding her on Instagram and DMing her. Like that's how they learn to get girls
But
instead
if
of
that
going
is
up to.
statistically not what girls want, then what is the game? We're constantly in this.
Nah.
Yeah,
But
Vacuum.
that's a great stat to give them though. Even showing them that stat. That might have at least one or two people hop out their room and go into the real world.
yeah. But I think both sides of the coin have to like do their best to make it comfortable for everyone. Guys have to like not be weird, and girls have to try to not be weird as well. Because both people can be weird.
Yeah.
Well, let's give a solution. Where did you guys learn how to talk to girls properly? Where did you learn game?
Just life,
Trying
like
failing,
reps.
brother.
Yeah,
You gotta hit your head. Like,
you gotta try.
But I'm just like, me personally, like, in high school, I didn't really care about girls like that, but I was just like a class clown type of like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Just trying to make friends with everybody type shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I was kind of the same way. I was more well, at least like the first half of high school.
Yeah.
I was more focused on making friends. So I would talk to a lot of women. And I still had certain girls that I liked and would try to talk to, but like me at 14, like how much game are you really gonna have? You know?
but you don't remember being concerned with it though.
Concerned?
Yeah.
Yeah,
terms
for
of-
sure. Like, you know.
In terms of what?
Like I need to. I remember being like, you know, like okay, I gotta go to this party. I gotta talk to some. I need to get some numbers. Like if I don't, like shit. Like I remember
it wasn't numbers, it was bubbles.
or whatever.
It was
Yeah,
bubbles.
whatever.
Could be numbers too.
Whatever the validating
Yeah.
thing is. Yeah.
I don't think I was concerned with it because, and I think it could be good or bad depending on how you look at it. With my friend group, it was more of a game than pressure. It's like,
Yeah.
it was more lighthearted. It's like, all right, we're going to see who could get the most numbers.
Yeah.
It wasn't, oh my God, like I have to get these numbers today, you know? So it was more lighthearted. So I guess that made it easier because like it wasn't, like we didn't put as much pressure on ourselves. Even with the bubbles, it's like, all right, we're going to see who could get the most bubbles.
But then you become
So
a
you're gonna
Kai
try.
Pfeiffer and paid in full. You love the game, you know?
You just love the game.
Yeah,
Some
you
people
can
never
definitely
give up.
take it too
Some
far.
people never give up the game.
You can take it too far. I was just glad that was never my mentality, but I do know some dudes that just took it way too far.
That's how me and my friends treat like as a game, and that's probably why I lost my virginity at the age I did. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It could be good and
You're a
bad.
youth, eh?
I was 15. Yeah, I was a youth.
Holy.
That's young. It's not super young,
Not
but that's
super
still
young, but
that's
like
still
for-
pretty young.
Yeah, but that's
Like, that's
young
pretty-
for yeah.
That's
That's
pretty
very young.
He was a phenom.
in retrospect, but like in high school, what, you're 15 in grade 10?
Still young.
It's
regardless.
young, but I know a lot of people that were doing that is what I'm
They're
saying.
victims.
With other 15-year-olds?
Still.
Yeah.
You're saying that now as a grown person.
Yes, but exactly. But it's still like you can say now it's still fucked up. For 15 is extremely young.
Yeah, I don't think you should be having
I can't
sex,
lie. Like
but
to me, those are just externalities. Like if you want like young kids to like not young kids, but like teenagers to talk to the opposite gender and get to know each other, some of them are gonna fuck.
it's gonna
That's just
happen.
what's gonna
Why?
happen.
Why?
It's gonna happen.
Why?
It's
Just gonna happen.
Because you're
It's a human
young,
being.
hormones.
They're peak level at that point. At
I
young age.
understand.
So,
There's
but
no way
it-
around that.
I'm saying that stat that you're giving, right? There's less and less 18-year-olds talking to each other, blah, blah, blah. That's probably correlating with less teenage pregnancy.
You're optimistic.
What do you mean? I'm not.
Wait.
I see what you're
No,
saying.
no,
It kinda
this is
makes
not
sense.
optimism. This is just pure stats.
So you think that
Okay, yeah.
that's causing less teenage pregnancy because of that stat now?
They're highly correlated.
Yes and no, because I'm sure some girls are still accepting being asked out online.
Sorry?
So the stat was 15% of men 18 to 24 have never asked a woman out in person.
Yeah.
In
So they're
person.
probably asking women out online.
Sure.
Even though statistics say that majority of women want to
Want
be
somebody-
asked out, doesn't mean that they're not still accepting being
Yeah,
asked out.
because these kids now they're more isolated and stuff.
Yeah.
They are just talking to the gender less often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you
Well,
speak?
Okay,
Can you?
Mucho's right. The rate of teenage pregnancy has drastically gone down in the last 5 years in many regions, including the United States and globally.
Of course. How
Well,
can
yeah,
you guys
that
not
definitely
see that
makes-
that's a negative? That's
Yeah.
that's a positive externality to the opposite genders not talking as much.
Can you speak to the girl side of it where say it's one of these girls that wants to get approached in person or talked to in person. How, as a woman or as a younger girl, can you make yourself more inviting and pleasant to talk to? Because I think this happens as well, where it's like the girl where it's like, oh, like people never talk to me, or like, yo, I hate talking to guys, they're so boring. And then you talk to her and you're like, what do you like to do for fun? And she's like, stuff. It's like, you're not giving me anything.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you know?
I would advise women and men to both lead with kindness on both sides.
Agreed.
Lead with kindness first, lead with grace first. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no,
negging.
what? Sorry?
No negging.
What do you mean?
We taught you that a few episodes ago.
Where it's like you're
Negging.
flirting by like being.
Oh, yeah. Like, don't do that. Yeah, literally just be kind and just be kind humans. Like, your first interaction should be a kind human no matter who it's with.
So be open.
Yeah, and then also work on being a better conversationalist, woman.
What?
Because that's
Both sides can argue to be a
No, but he
both-
said woman.
I was telling you to give advice to women.
Yes.
Dudes, we already know dudes need to learn how to talk.
For sure, but I would just say women. But my thing is also kind of circles back to men, right? Because the reason why some of our guards are up,
Zoe.
the reason why some of our guards are up is because men can get weird.
Fair enough. We talked about men, but he asked you.
But I'm still circling it back to y'all
We're not.
because a lot of the reason why
It's not having it.
my guard, if you approach my guard, might be up because I like my history of men.
Yes.
A lot of men make you feel uncomfortable.
But there's a difference between having
So
your
it's-
guard up and being a boring person. We're talking about
well,
talk
then
to
just some
the
people are
women
boring,
that
though.
are like,
But
how
some
can
people are
you
just
be
boring.
less
You don't think he
boring?
can work on
I
it?
can't teach someone to be less boring. Are you sick or not?
Yeah, you can.
But we're,
can.
but we're trying to teach men how to approach women better. So
No,
don't
but I
say that these
understand.
women that are boring are lost causes.
I'm not saying they're lost causes, but I can't teach someone to like, I don't know,
Give him some tips.
Give us some tips. Learn how to have a conversation that does not end in
go
one die.
outside, enjoy your friend group,
How
socialize.
do you get guys to talk to you?
I'm pretty.
No, this is not the
That's
same.
not,
That's
that's not the
not-
question. Clyde, that's not the question.
Yeah, that's
That's
not.
I know. I'm
I'm
trying to get her to.
No,
I'm
it's not.
kidding.
No.
I'm personable. I have
Yeah,
great
it wasn't-
conversation. I
wasn't
can
the right
talk all the time.
Like you're
So
personable.
that's-
Where? How does that?
that's a
how do you
quality.
translate that to another woman who's like considered boring?
I don't know. I've seen some shit.
What?
Oh my fucking!
I don't think you're
I've
engaging with this
experienced
question.
life. I've seen some shit. That's just how I become a personal
tell them to
person.
experience
I
more.
go outside. I make a lot of friends. I talk to people.
There, thank you. So
Is
women
that-
should
yeah.
experience life outside of their
Yeah,
phone.
but that's such a broad experience. Yes, I agree. Yes, get off your phone and go outside and I don't know, go on a dumb road trip with your friends and tell stories and
Yes.
go outside, drink, have
Listen to what your male friends go through, maybe.
yeah, things like that. I don't know, just converse, share experiences, live experiences. I don't know.
Okay.
That's the also thing. Guys do
good
not
enough.
know how to have female friends. Like, there's very rare that guys will actually just search out female friends.
Well, my friend says that she is 100% adamant that men and women cannot be friends.
That's cap. 100%.
I kind of see what she says though.
I've already said my opinion on this. I think you can be. Then there's two caveats that you can't pass. But
She
it's possible.
says because, let's emphasize, straight women and straight men cannot
Yes.
be friends. And I can kind of see it in a way where she says it.
So what's the difference?
What did she say exactly?
Because a lot of the time, if you think of all the female friends that you have, right? Has there ever been a point in time when you were single that you would have slid?
On some of them, yeah.
On some of them.
But this is what I'm saying with the two caveats that I had. You could be friends, and either one, you can't be attracted to each other. You can think people are attractive and you're not attracted to them. You can't be attracted to each other and you can't spend too much time together. If there's one of the two or zero of the two, you could be friends.
I agree.
If there's both, someone eventually is gonna catch feelings.
Yes.
So you could be friends with a really pretty girl
But
that
now
you
we're
might
putting
think is fire.
limitations on our friendship.
Well, yeah, I think there is. There's
is it a
limitations
friendship?
on
Limitations,
friendships.
obviously.
Well, then is it a friendship thing? Because
It
my
is because
guys,
there's personal, but there's
Yes.
still personal boundaries on every type of relationship. Because now that I have a girl, I'm not like I wouldn't do certain things with my
No,
women
for sure.
friends.
I'm talking about
And
just,
that's a boundary.
I understand, but I'm saying though, if you are single and you're dating a single or not dating, you're friends with a single girl, you're gonna limit the time you spend with this friend because You know what I'm saying?
Out of respect for
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of
Out of
respect.
respect for what?
your girl.
No,
you're both
she's saying if you're
single.
single.
Oh,
I
you're
still
both-
think you
oh.
should because at some point, if you are just two people, somebody is gonna catch feeling. I'm not saying it's gonna be
No,
you.
but you're specifically saying if you're physically attracted to her.
If you're physically attracted to someone and you
Yeah.
spend a lot of time with them,
Yeah, that's fair.
eventually someone is going to catch feelings.
What's wrong with that? The best relationships come out of friendship.
That's true.
But this is what I'm saying. So that this is the issue.
But then that's what she's saying. And that's what my friend's saying. It's hard for men and women to genuinely be friends.
So we can genuinely be friends. Would just take a step back.
My whole thing about like statements like what she made is like it's so absolute for no reason.
Yes.
It's
I feel
like
you.
men and women can't be friends. Yo, shut up, dog.
Yeah.
Like you have plenty male friends.
Like-
I have plenty female friends.
But I'm not attracted to them.
Fair enough. So then if you add caveats to the statement, then okay, maybe it's more true. But people that just say men and women can't be friends, you just want to start an argument because we all know that's not true.
You're not attracted to your male friends, but are they attractive?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
But I'm sure with a good amount of my male friends,
Right.
if I give them the opportunity to slide, they would have.
Okay.
In a different, I don't say now, but I could honestly, in a different life, I could honestly say a good amount of them, if they wanted to, if I gave them the green light to slide, they probably would have slid.
Okay, let me ask you this.
It's probably true.
Because of how close you are now, if you give them the green light, would they say yes or no?
Probably not now, no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is there there's a
Probably not
certain
now.
amount of time that you spend, like, from my experience, with a female friend that even if they give me the green light, I'm like, I know you too well. Like, it's not gonna.
Yeah.
it's
If
not
you
gonna vibe the
value
same.
the friendship,
Yes.
that's the thing. Because
but
I think a lot of women might value the male friendship more than men like value the same friendship with them.
Right.
So they're more willing to cross those boundaries. But if you really like genuinely have a homegirl, even if she's attractive, and you would not want to mess up that dynamic, then no, you're not
Yeah,
gonna
you're
do
not
it.
I have,
doing-
I have
you're
good
not doing
acquaintances. I wouldn't want to mess up.
That's hard because it's like you said, if you're attracted to someone and you spend a lot of time together and you guys have a great friendship,
I
then
just
like what is the
I don't think it's that hard to not spend a bunch of time with somebody.
That's fair.
Like it's not that hard.
But what if they're a really good person?
You have to intentionally try to spend time with people.
But what if you like hanging out with that person?
Okay, so then if you like hanging out with them and you think they're attractive, try to date them.
Too much of anything is.
But it's
not good.
rare that I'm ever with a female one-on-one. I'm either in a
With
group
a woman,
setting,
by
in
the
a
way?
group setting.
Yeah, it's the second time you've done that.
I think,
my
and we gotta
God.
wrap this up soon. There's been times where I've hung out with my guy friends all the time. My friends are like, yo, there were times where you were basically dating him. Like you guys were friends, but you guys were basically dating. And it's like, I look back, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see why it's a little bit, thing like that. But also there was, if I wasn't attracted to them though. But if I was, then that would have turned into something way deeper than
Would
that.
have taken
Yeah,
that next step. Yeah, I mean, we're all speaking the same language.
Yeah, we're basically saying the same stuff because
dude.
especially when girls say I want my man to be my best friend.
Yeah.
If you have a friend and you think he's attractive and he's really cool, you spend a bunch of time together, why wouldn't you take that step?
Yeah. This
So
shit,
there has to be caveats.
this shit is simple. This shit
Yeah,
got solved 20 years ago, man.
It's not that. I don't think it's that hard. God. You could lock two people in a room who don't know each other. Eventually, if you guys vibe to some degree, someone's gonna start liking each other.
That's true.
That's how these reality shows work and why everyone goes so crazy because they take your phones, they lock you guys in a room.
Wow.
Yes.
It's true. Think about it. Are You the One, Temptation Island, all this type of stuff. Anybody that I know that have been on these dating shows says that you have no TV, you have no phones, you can't talk to anyone else. It's literally just you guys. So imagine just being 10 dudes, 10 girls on an island with no communication to anybody else for a month. You are going to start catching feelings for someone. Guaranteed.
That's how they end up smashing on national TV. yo.
Yeah, now they don't care anymore. You're looking out, checking to see where the cameras are before you have a threesome in the bathroom. Man,
I mean, I feel it. That was good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap this
I
up?
want to see what you guys think about the generational wealth thing.
we ain't got generational wealth.
Let's do that
Central
one
C's
quick.
favorite
I
line.
just-
Do that one quick.
Oh yeah. I want to see if you disagree with it because it's like it's funny, but it's kind of real too.
Has that always been a term or is that like a newer term?
No, it's always been a term.
No, it's always been
Yeah.
a term, generational wealth.
No.
It's more buzzwordy now, though.
It is a little bit buzzwordy.
And what counts as generational wealth? Like, is it just
Wealth that expands generations.
Yeah, but like if my family just blows through the bread, this could have been generational if you guys didn't mess it up.
Yeah, it could have been, but it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So then it's
Hell
but,
yeah.
but it's still
Okay,
So
so-
hold that because that's really what I'm asking.
So, what Black British moment or chaos lives in your head rent free? And it's this. Hold on.
Certain people talk this generational wealth, like that whole debate. Like I say to my brother, man, I don't care about generational wealth. Why is everyone preaching? Do you think I care about my kids that I never even met? That's another thing. I never met them. Yeah, they could be pussies. You might not even like them. Blood, you might not even like them. I'm only dealing with my kids.
No, that's fucked up. Okay, that's fucked up.
It's said in a funny way.
It is, but that's fucked up. I hear it, but it's fucked up. No, I don't believe that.
So how do you guys actually care
The man
about?
said they could be pussy
That's a good point, though.
No, Mucho.
You'll be dead.
No, Mucho.
Do you guys care about creating generational wealth? I'll just keep it as
I
an open
do, yeah.
question.
No.
No, and why don't you, Trey?
Because I don't know what the future holds for my children.
I don't know those
and
niggas.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
those
they're gonna
kids,
fuck
kids.
it up. They could fuck it all up. They could be invested in something, take my money, and then destroy all of it. I don't know for
But it's
sure.
not, you're dead.
It doesn't matter.
So why do you care about it in the first place?
Why do I have to care about that?
I care about putting my bloodline in a strong position.
I agree with that, but why don't you just keep it to your kids?
And I'm going to have grandkids, hopefully.
Or maybe, if you're alive for your grandkids, them too. But after that,
But my thing is, okay, what I will say is I will do whatever's in my power to put my lineage in a great position until I'm dead.
sure, I agree with that. But people talking about generational wealth, what does that mean? Like you said, are we talking about our 4th, 5th, great grandkids?
Well, yeah, that's where a lot of
And
families...
do people understand how not feasible that is?
Yeah.
It's not.
Because like,
Especially as a black person.
let's actually, well,
Yes.
Shout out to Race Talks, but for a second, let's pause on them.
Go ahead.
Because regardless of how up you are, if you're up 10 million net worth and you have 2 kids, and each of those kids has 2 kids, and each of those kids has 2 kids, now it's 2 to the exponent of 4. And then now you got 64 members. How are we breaking up that 10 million?
But isn't
Well, the
genera-
point
but
is
they're
with the
supposed to
build
carry
off.
on
We're going
their
to carry it
legacy.
on.
Isn't generational wealth like the money keeps flowing in because
Yes.
of a certain thing?
Yeah.
But when you actually deep it, you're going 64 deep. So it doesn't really matter. The Rockefellers,
That's generational wealth.
But it barely is though. Because the Rockefellers were worth 300 billion
Right.
at the height of their thing.
Right.
Now it's 300 members splitting up 10 billion. So sure, it's still a lot, blah, blah, blah. But that's the fucking maximum that you could get when it comes to generational wealth.
Yes, but I don't think it doesn't get distributed equally. It's more like, say they're worth 300 Bs, you might have 4 kids. It's not like or you might have 3 kids. It's not like each one of the kids is getting 100 Bs. It's more like, okay, now we have this. One person might make $0 with it. One person might take the 100 and make another 300 Bs. And now that's helping the rest of them. It's not like,
Okay. And the only way that's going to happen, if you're talking about people flipping all this money, right? The only way that's going to happen is if you just raise your kids well.
yeah, I think you need to focus on your kids and possibly your grandkids. Because after that, like, yeah, once you're gone, you have no control over what.
Because that didn't happen. What you're saying happened did not happen. They did not increase that amount at all.
But also, so does
Trying to say generational wealth is a fraud.
No, but
It's a myth.
does
scam.
generational
It's a
wealth?
myth. It's impossible.
But that's what I'm saying. The notion of generational wealth, does that mean that the wealth has to increase, or are you just putting your
Yeah, you wanna make sure
family
everybody's
in a
blessed.
position where it's like you can now be comfortable for generations?
Well, look at like the Rogers family or like the Hiltons. That's generational wealth.
How long have they
like
been?
Bill Gates, that's gonna be generational wealth.
You're talking about
Hilton.
like 2-3
Jeff
generations now?
Bezos.
If Musk has a family, it's a generational wealth for sure.
Yeah, but now you guys are talking about things that aren't really feasible. We're talking about us 4, all right? We're
Talking about us for broke asses.
Where we gonna be Bezos? Nah, like hopefully we get up some millions, all right?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that's not.
Fair.
All right, like
That's not going to be generational if no one else works ever to live off
Yeah.
my.
So to me, what people are focused on, they're just every day. Yeah, I gotta run up these M's. I'm gonna work 24/7 all week. Just forget it. Nah.
No.
Yeah.
At the
I
end of
don't
the
agree
day,
with
all you
that.
gotta do is raise good kids that have the same morals as you do, and then hopefully they get the same bag that you did.
But I also believe in putting your kids in a good position to
For
do
sure,
so.
for sure. But people are thinking 5 generations ahead. Nah, bruh.
Yeah, take care of your
Maybe
kids.
take that weekend off.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
And even that, putting your kids in a position, that's subjective too. Because for a lot of people, like if your parents passed and left you $50,000, that would help you a lot. And there's
Yeah,
certain people
for
with
sure.
your
Get
parents,
life insurance. You know what I mean?
and there's certain people where if your parents passed and left them 100,000, they'd be like, bro, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't do nothing with this.
Right.
They don't know how to use it.
Certain people are like, bro, I like what? I'm supposed to do this 100. I'm going to buy a Rari.
People
Can't
will
even get
That's
that.
insane.
Stupid with that.
That's
money.
insane.
So yeah, just get good life insurance and raise good kids.
Word.
Forget generational wealth.
I like thinking of it more of like less the wealth, like just like things that stay in your family, like a house or a business or something like that. You know?
Even those
One
are like,
house, but
All it takes is one stupid kid.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All it takes is one stupid kid to be like, I'm selling the house.
yeah.
And now you guys are
But
asked
is that
out.
stupid
For
though?
a bad investment.
Is it always stupid to sell the house?
It's not always stupid, but a lot of people, some people do it for selfish reasons where they just want the bag and now.
Or a bad investment.
Or when it's a
Yeah.
sentiment, like, you know, they made a business and like, you know, it meant something to that family and now they don't really care or have an investment in the business. It's like, just sell it. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah.
It's a tough one still. But
little things like that.
I would have liked a house right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked a house.
Yeah,
That's how a lot of these people, especially in New York, or I know it happens a lot in LA, where it's like your grandparents, the house you live in now, your grandparents had this house in the 50s or the 60s and it just stayed in your family, and now the house is worth a M, but like you don't need to move nowhere else because you're just gonna stay here because we're blessed.
So what? They were just the most favorite grandchild. Because how
be.
does that work?
Could be, or the most they thought that you were the most like financially literate, or they trusted you the most. Are you gonna give it to like Wanda from Snowfall, or are you gonna give it to
I'm screaming.
the other kid that went to uni?
Honestly,
Would if say like you have like 3 different children, right? And you know one child is smarter than the rest of them. Would you leave the financial responsibilities to one child, or would you divide it up equally?
No, one will take the lead.
Yeah,
I'll make one take the
someone
lead.
has to take the lead.
Someone take the lead.
Okay.
I'm that person in my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're that person in the family where okay.
She getting the house.
Where it's like my family knows that like I'm good with money.
You're Kendall.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm basically without the cocaine. But yeah, basically like if anything like would need to get financially, it'd probably go through me.
Kendall didn't end up with the business.
No.
Freaking. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about that. Piss me off. Yeah.
Man, that's
Anyways.
crazy. Your life
We're
can change
good?
in a second. That's what I was telling Mucho about when the dude was talking about generational wealth. He was complaining and he's like, yo, how come we don't have generational wealth? You're telling me there's mad generations before me. You're telling me none of you guys wanted to do nothing to like, set up my thing?
Yeah.
Right.
And someone in the comments said, yo, be grateful. You could have been born in Zimbabwe.
Oh. Well, okay, not too much of Zimbabwe.
No, big up Zimbabwe. You guys have beautiful people, but the craziest inflation I've seen in my life. So I think that
I think they just mean that where it's like, when you really think about life and how random your circumstances are, that
You're
you were
right.
born in this family, in this country, it's like you could have been LeBron James Jr. or you could have been a kid in Zimbabwe with nothing.
Yeah.
And you have no choice over that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Your parents, we are here right now because our parents decided to move here instead of moving to France or Chicago or South Africa. And our lives would be completely different.
But even my grandparents' house, like they were the first owners of the house, and my grandma still owns it even after my grandpa passed. And there's been what 1, 2, 3, 4 generations through that house.
Wow.
that's amazing.
So I mean, well, like, are we gonna
good.
keep it? Are we gonna sell it? I don't know.
We ain't got nothing.
It's up to you. It's gonna be
That's
up to you to decide that.
Or my mom first, right? Because my grandparents.
Eventually you.
And then
Well,
if they keep it,
if she keeps it, fact.
yeah. So it'd be my grandparents, my mom, and then us, and then my cousins, and then my cousins' kids. So that's 4 generations. I've seen that house now.
Salute.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, great episode, guys. We got deep. We got funny.
Yeah, we did all.
All the above.
Well-rounded.
Feel good?
And I gotta take a piss. Goddamn.
Same.
I'm
Anyway,
like in a fever dream.
Thank you for watching and listening to episode 15, 14. 14.
Hurry up.
We'll be back.